the Rose capital of the world. Tyler, Texas is our location today for a rivalry that's one of the more fun rivalries in East Texas. It's the Rose City Holy War between the Crusaders of Bishop Gorman and the Trojans of All Saints. Hello, everybody. Jared Jones. Happy to be with you for tonight's presentation of high school football on the Antler Sports Network. Bishop Gorman homecoming in their whiteout game for tonight. However, they're going to be in green uniforms, but that's neither here nor there. The Crusaders come into this game with an overall record of 2-4, 0-1 in TAPS Division II, District 2. Their opponents tonight, the visiting Trojans, right around Loop 323 in All Saints. They have a similar district record of 0-1, but are a 500 3-3 on the season, led by first-year head coach Kyle Freeman, an assistant coach at All Saints last season, looking to get the Trojans on the right track and into the playoffs. For Bishop Gorman, they're led by second-year head coach Ed Burns, also a former member of the Bishop Gorman staff. He was also the head football coach for the middle school team, and we'll hear from him in a moment. We'll also hear from Texas Wesleyan Rams head coach Brad Sherrod before his contest tomorrow afternoon on ASN2 in the Highway 287 rivalry against the Lions of Nelson. His interview with Jimmy the St. Christopher's coming up.
Welcome to another edition of First and 10 with Rams football coach Brad Sherrod. I'm Jimmy the St. Christopher. We're in Lou's Place on the campus here at Texas Wesleyan University. Behind us, construction of the Moritz Fieldhouse. So, Coach, we have helmets here in case it gets a little raucous out there. We
right.
Put on our own construction helmets.
Right, I guess we need some hard hats. I don't know if these will help.
Rams coming off their second bye, their second in the last 3 weeks, sandwiched around a big win over ABU. We'll get to that in a second. Coach, did you do anything different, or what did you different, if anything, during this bye week?
We did pretty much the same thing we did the first one. Really focused on ourselves and getting better in some areas. There's still room to improve. So we just kind of really focused on the fundamentals, continue to focus on our fundamentals, things that matter, things that can affect the game. Creating turnovers, holding on to the football, becoming better tacklers. So we worked on those things that kind of, impact the game, and we want to make sure that we just continue to keep working the fundamentals.
Did you get any time for Brad Sherrod?
Yeah, I was able to get home to see my wife and my kids for a little bit less than 48 hours, but it was a good visit to be home a little bit, but eager to get back here on Sunday to get started.
The game in between the two byes was another big one for the Rams, second highest scoring output in Rams history. They was second just only to just a couple weeks ago when they had an 80-0 victory over NAU. This one was against ABU, 77-0. The Rams ran up over 500 total yards, 1 yard short of 400. How similar was this to that big win over North American University?
Well, it was similar that we got a lot of guys in and play a lot of different guys. We were able to get our guys out early and try to rest them and keep them from getting injuries, but we were able to play a lot of guys. And that's our key to continue to keep developing depth on our football program. And so that gave us an opportunity to play a lot of young kids, a lot of guys that normally don't play, that will probably have to play for us towards the end of the season. So it was a good way for us to do that, and that's the similarity to it.
Rams number one in the NAIA in scoring, 55 points a pop, 55 points a game. How difficult or how hard is it to execute at that pace?
Well, we're not an up-tempo team. So when we do call our plays, our kids execute at a very high level. And to me, it's, Carson's doing a great job of just making really good decisions with the football. The offensive line is continuing to get better. So when we do the things that we're supposed to do and execute at a high level, you can expect the high output of points. So I'm really proud of the way the guys approach the week, how they stay focused, how they stay humbled, and they did this past week in the off week as well.
And as mentioned, the Rams passing 399 yards, speaking of Carson Rogers. So the offense obviously clicking the last two victories with those 157 points. What needs to be improved, if anything, on the offense?
Well,
how do you get to 100?
I don't know if we're going to ever get to 100, but I think the key is to be us, be who we are, and continue to get better. Our offensive line is still young. So they're still learning as they see different fronts and different schemes. So it's important to those guys to continue to keep getting better. And then we need our more experienced players, Carson Rogers, Ernie Caesar, we need A.J. Bob. We need those guys to continue to perform at a high level and execute at a high level. And when they have the ball in their hands, it really be spectacular. And we need to see a lot of our other guys start to continue to keep stepping up and keep growing in that capacity as well. So I'm real pleased with that, pleased with those guys. Jason Price is doing a great job of returning kicks for us and just being a returner, period. So we're doing some good things, and we just need to continue to keep doing those things.
The Rams are number 14, same as last week in the latest poll. Another one comes out this week, but they were 14th in the NAIA poll at 5-0 now. There are 8 teams ahead of you guys with 1 loss. What do you have to do to move up?
Well, I think we just need to keep playing and, just keep proving our case every week. And that means we got to go out there and play well. And so don't get caught up in the polls and where you are. Just play the game. And that's what we're focused on, is just playing the game and being prepared for the very next opponent. And I think as we do those things, it'll show more for those folks that make those kind of decisions. But we can't control that. We're just going to control the things we can control, and we can control how we prepare and play.
And speaking of big scoring games, how important is it to score as many points as possible?
We definitely don't want to run into an issue that we ran into last year with, if you lose by so many points, you're not in the playoffs. We definitely don't want that situation to be the case for us not getting in the playoffs. But like I said, we just got to be able to control what we can control. We can't control what the other team does, or all we can do is control what we do. And if we have an opportunity to score, I want our guys to score. And we need to stop people from scoring. So we're going to continue to play our brand of football and do what we do, run our offense, run our defense, and then we'll live with that.
The Rams are 3rd in the NAIA in scoring in the red zone and 2nd in the sack. The red zone is anything 20 yards and closer to the goal line of the opponent. How tough is it to score in that red zone?
Well, the field is strong, so it's not a lot of room down there. So you really got to execute and really call some really good plays to give yourself a chance to score. So I thought Fran has done a great job of really executing down there and giving us some opportunities to score and take advantage of those opportunities. So when you're down there, you want to score. You want to score touchdowns. So they've done that, and like I said, but it comes down to our playmakers making plays and our offensive line doing a great job of giving those guys a chance to make plays.
And the Rams are number 1 in the Sooner Athletic Conference in defense and points per game allowed, 15.6, and they're also number 1 in total yards and passing yards. What does the D have to improve on? Well,
we need to continue to be better tacklers. I don't think we've gotten any takeaways, is what we call them, like creating fumbles on defense. We need to continue. We need to get back to that and create some more fumbles. We've gotten interceptions, but we really need to get some turnovers, some forced turnovers there, some forced fumbles. I think that would just help us on defense a lot, get the ball back to our offense. We need to continue to keep learning how to play the run game and fit up the run and do those things. Those things to me are important, that we stop the run and we create turnovers. I think that just gives us a better chance to win the ball game.
And you touched on the special teams a little earlier about how excellent they have been in special teams with all the electric players they have in that, both on the kicking side and the return side. But how much time do you spend on special teams? I remember at the beginning of the season, the first interview we did, you said 20 or 40 minutes, which is, I don't want to say outlandish, but it's outlandish for the amount of time you spend on special teams. How much you spend it on special teams now?
We were talking about that the other day. We practice on Sundays, so we spend about 28 minutes on special teams. So, and then on Tuesdays it's 14 minutes, Wednesdays 14 minutes, and then it's 20 minutes on Thursday. So I think it came out to about an hour and 14 minutes that we spend on special teams. So we should be good at special teams as much time we spend on it. But that's a phase of the game I think is overlooked sometimes, and people don't spend a lot of time on it. We want to spend time on it because we want to be great at it. And the only way to be great at it and make it important to the kids, I'm involved in it. I coach a unit. All our coaches are involved in it. They coach a unit. So to make it important to the kids, we all need to be involved in that so they understand that how important that piece of the game is, just not offense and defense. Our special teams has to be special too. And I thought we've gotten better. We've gotten better with our kickoff return. Definitely our punters, one of the top ones I really like Tyler. And I think our kickoff coverage has really improved. And we need to continue to improve in that area. That's one of those that's one team that has gotten better but really has a lot more to do.
And the Rams have the double-headed monster kickers in Max Luna and Diego Chavarria. Next up are the Nelson Lions, formerly Southwest Assemblies of God University. They're still the Lions. They're still from Waxahachie. 2-3 is their record. They've lost 3 in a row. How do you see the Lions?
Well, I think they're talented. They got a talented quarterback. They do enough on offense to make you work not just zone right and zone left. They're going to run some gap scheme at you and make you work and learn how to fit those things up. Defensively, I think they're really talented. They probably got their nose guard is really talented, and they have some talent around him in the back end as well. So it'll be a challenge for us. We'll get their best shot, and we're going to have to learn we're going to get everybody's best shot. So we need to learn how to match that every week. But it should be a good game, and probably not as high scoring, but it should be a good game for us.
Maybe at least 50 burger. I want them to get to 100, but I don't know if that's going to be possible this year. If they didn't do it with 80 and 77, but still, at least a 50 burger, that's the goal. At least what I want to see. And do you specifically look at tape? You look at a ton of tape, you and your staff. Do you specifically look at the teams that you're playing, like now, the team that you're playing in Nelson? Do you look at the common opponents that you've played, like Ottawa and ABU, that has played the forthcoming opponent? Do you look at that more than you look at other tapes?
Well, what we try to do is I look at a team that's maybe scheme-wise similar to what we do. So that kind of give you an idea of how they're going to attack you a little bit. But at the end of the day, I watch all of it. I watch special teams. I just watch the game as it unfolds. I just watch the special teams as it happens, offense, defense. And really, I just kind of want to see the rhythm of the game and how it goes, and how the offense coordinator's calling it, how the defense coordinator's calling it, and what they're doing on special teams, and look at that piece of it. But we try to look at the scheme and see how they would attack us, but really look at their top plays and look at who's in the game and what they like to do with that person in the game. And to that tells us a lot about what we need to do defensively and offensively. So that's how we approach every week when we study our opponents.
I was always curious as to what a daily routine would be for a head coach, not during bye week, obviously, but give us what you do Monday through Friday before the week of a game.
Well, Monday, we get in about 8 o'clock, and we start, game plan and start watching film. Of course, I meet with you and do some filming, but there's some administrative meetings. There's some stuff in the community. I like to try to get out and meet some local businesses and try to drum up some business for the football program in the university. That way, Tuesdays are pretty much the same thing. We practice at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday, Wednesdays. We still get in about 8 o'clock. We get practice ready and prepare for the next day's practice as well, and game plan for that, for our third downs. And we do that on Wednesday and prepare for our end of game situations on Thursdays. So it's pretty much I'm involved in pretty much all those things. But I got a good staff. They do a great job of taking a lot of that off my plate so they can do those things, so I can focus on the administrative stuff that I need to do.
Hey, what's your assessment of the team at the halfway point now at 5-0?
Well, I think that we've grown in a lot of areas. We're still trying to. I want to make sure we're developing that sense of toughness for our program. I want to make sure that we're doing that, and really talking about the culture piece of being men, being young men, being mature men, being servants. And I talk about that a lot because it's true. And it's not just always football that we're talking. We're talking about life out there on the football field. So I think a lot of guys have stepped up. I think there's a lot of guys that didn't play last year that are actually playing now. So trying to help navigate, hey, class is still important. Got to go to class along with, doing your football stuff, but you can't neglect your class and your schoolwork and all those things. So they're trying to learn and navigate that stuff as well for some of these new guys that are actually playing for the first time in their career here. So I really like the team and what we're doing, but we need to learn how to stay focused, learn how to be students of the game. I think that's an ongoing process.
Going back to the game with Nelson, or formerly Sagu, what's the excitement level for this Highway 287 rivalry game?
Well, it's a good thing that a lot of these kids know each other from both teams, and they played against each other in high school, and they have some friends. Our guys have some friends over there, so it'll be a good matchup. It'll be a good show of talent in the state of Texas in this area, and I'm looking forward to it. And I think they're a really good football team. I do like them. I don't see them for what their record is. I just see the talent that's out there and have a chance for us to go out there and compete.
And we're excited too. We being myself and Jared Jones of the Antler Sports Network, will have that game for you at 3:30 for the 4 o'clock kickoff from Crowley ISD Multipurpose Stadium this Saturday. It's the Rams looking for their 6th straight victory, and I almost called them Sagu, the former Sagu Lions, now the Nelson University. So, Coach, go get that 6th victory this weekend.
Rams up.
Rams up. For Coach Brad Sherrod, for Kenneth Flowers, for James McBride, for Ricky Donson, I'm the Jimmy the St. Christopher. Talk to you next time on First and 10.
Shaky and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
When my Marco's craving hits, it really hits. And with unlimited medium one-topping pizzas for $6.99 each, I can cover tonight's cravings and tomorrow's. Nice. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Feast your eyes on Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico. Fresh dough made daily, topped with our signature sauce. 3 real cheeses, classic pepperoni, plus crispy cupped Old World pepperoni. Pure pepperoni perfection for just $9.99, but for a limited time only.
Everything at Pelche Key and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
Big thank you to Jimmy the St. Christopher and Rams head football coach Brad Sherrod. That's First and 10. You can check out the Rams as they take on the Nelson Lions in the Highway 287 rivalry against the Lions of Nelson. Kickoff from Crowley ISD Multipurpose Stadium will be at 4 p.m. Myself and Jim of the St. Christopher will be on the call with a 3:30 pregame. Speaking of pregamers, we continue our pregame here at McCallum Stadium for the Rose City Holy War. I had the pleasure, as always, of speaking with Bishop Gorman head coach Ed Burns.
Homecoming here at McCallum Stadium here in the pregame, moments away from kicking off the Rose City Holy War. At least that's what we're calling it, between Bishop Gorman and the Trojans of All Saints. With us at the pregame, Coach Ed Burns. Prior to kickoff, Coach, you're pretty much sitting on two separate sides of the spectrum in terms of the entire season, but in terms of the district, it's a pretty important game. Winner of this has a pretty solid shot of getting, at least at best, the second place district spot. So how important is this game to your coaching staff, and how are the guys reacting to the magnitude of this game in the locker room?
This game is very important to us. It sets, the precedent for our season as we're in, week 2 of district. It's a rivalry game. It's homecoming. It's a game that we will need. We take every game. I appreciate the guys this year that every single game in district is a big game. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's the bottom team of the district to the top team. So every single game in district is important, and we need this to separate ourselves, from the rest of the district and be in the top of the pack. The attitude and the vibe around the locker room with the coaches is it's a must win. It's a must win. Even though it's week 2 of district, it's a must win, and we plan on handling business and getting this win tonight.
Now, Coach, looking at this game, looking at the Trojans on film, we hardly see many teams like it in East Texas, let alone the state. We got a fullback, a tight end, and a running back as well. So fair to say they're going to be keeping the ball on the ground. What have you done in preparation to prepare for that?
We're prepared for the run. We've seen a lot of teams run this year. We've actually been very, very solid, against the run. They do have that old school smash mouth football going on that you don't see, very, very much often now. But they're a solid team. Very, very solid team. I appreciate the guys. This is not, All Saints that we played last year. These guys are very solid on film. They play hard. They play every play. And it seems like Coach got them going in the right direction over there. So we're ready.
Coach Freeman, of course, and company, you talked about how strong that run game is. What do you have in the wings ready to stop and introduce us to that defensive front, some guys to watch?
Also have Curtis Barlow on the opposite side of him. They're both studs at the D-line position. Very tall, very athletic, that cause pressure. We also have Draylon Ray sitting right there in the middle, man. He gives you baby Terrence Cody type of vibe. So, we're ready to bring the pressure.
Now, you got the Lozano, the dual Lozanos, I guess you could call them, on both sides of the ball. We have Manuel Lozano, who, if you recall in the Antler Sports Network last year, had great performances against Bishop Riker Catholic out of Waco and against Fort Worth Mercy Culture. How have those two improved from last season?
Man, it's Manuel, that's our utility guy. You will catch him punting, you'll catch him returning kicks, you'll catch him returning punts. He's our leading receiver. He's also one of our top tacklers. I mean, he's our Mr. Everything right now. Never complains, puts his head down and gets to work. And then you also have Roberto Lozano, who's made the transition from D-line to linebacker. And I mean, great feed, flying to the ball. So those two right there are big-time impact players, and they have came they were already good players last year, and they've actually solidified themselves and turned themselves into great players this year.
Coach, I've been around this program for a while, known a lot of the coaches, not only from them coaching basketball, Coach Anderson and company, and yourself included, but just hanging around the guys. So how is it like as a culture with your coaching staff? It's almost like just a band of brothers sitting in a locker room coaching a football team.
Oh, man, the coaching staffs, just all across the board in Gorman Sports, are great because we also have relationships outside of just, coaching. Our families are close and intertwined, and it just makes for a great environment. We hold each other accountable, and no one gets mad for the constructive criticism, especially when we know it's right. So, we go out for dinner. We do a lot of things that just makes us a tight group, and it makes it really easy to work with. The kids see that, the parents around our campus see that, and it just makes the culture a family environment, even with our kids. They just seeing that us leading by example and being a tight group.
All right, what coach talks the most trash?
Oh, man. What coach talks the most trash? It would have to be Anderson, Coach Anderson. And let's just say he talks the most trash and he catches the most heat. So,
yeah. Biggest homebody of the coaching staff when you're wanting to go out and play putt-putt or something or any kind of night event after practice or after work. Who's the most likely to say, no, I think I'll stay home?
Coach Ware, our defensive coordinator, is going to the house. Right? He'll ask for the plans. He'll be like, "What you guys doing?" And he said, "Oh, well, I'm gonna head home." we know Ware is going to the house.
Biggest foodie?
I got two of them.
Oh,
yeah,
it's tied.
Yeah, I got Coach Lee and Coach Preston. They're my guys, but they're the biggest foodie, and I just leave it at that.
Most major pain, like who's the military guy, if you could make a comparison?
Coach Townsend, assistant head coach, old school. He has kind of one-liners, and everybody just shuts up and listens. And even with the kids, what are you doing, son? And it just gets completely quiet. So that's our drill type, sergeant type coach right there.
And the other side of the spectrum, who's the most laid back? You can't count yourself.
Oh, I will not count myself. Man, if I had to say most laid back coach, probably Coach Vanderhorst. He's our he helps with over our DBs and our special teams. Man, if you get him riled up because he's cool as a fan, then you did something wrong. So I say that's our most laid back coach.
Give it everything. At Pelche Key and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
Oh, when my Marco's craving hits, it really hits. And with unlimited medium one-topping pizzas for $6.99 each, I can cover tonight's cravings and tomorrow's. Nice. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Feast your eyes on Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico. Fresh dough made daily, topped with our signature sauce. 3 real cheeses, classic pepperoni, plus crispy cupped Old World pepperoni. Pure pepperoni perfection for just $9.99, but for a limited time only.
It's Week 8 tonight with the Tyler High Lions looking to clinch a playoff spot at home against Burleson Centennial here on KTBB. The Legacy Red Raiders are in Longview tonight on 92.1 FM, the team sports radio, to meet John King's first-place Lobos.
There's always juice to it when it's East Texas foes. Guys you respect, number one, I'll say that, regardless of who the head coach has been there, from Mike Owens to Bo Trahan. Same token, you want to get after each other pretty good, and I know it's the same way they feel about us.
Among the other games, Nacogdoches at White House, Red Hot Henderson at Pine Tree, Lindale at Kilgore, Chapel Hill on the road at Maybank, and Van at Gilmer. Bill Coates, KTBB Sports.
National anthem has been sung. Homecoming court has been introduced. Both teams have returned to the field, and we are set for kickoff at McCallum Stadium. It's the Rose City Holy War, as we're calling it. It's the Bishop Gorman Crusaders taking on the All Saints Trojans. Jared Jones, happy to be with you in a stadium with plenty of prestige. Opened in 1958, max capacity of 1,000. Fun fact, is the oldest stadium in all of Smith County. Both teams are sending their captains to center field for the respective coin toss. The captain, starting with Bishop Gorman, is the injured Sean O'Neill, the senior, donning the number 7 in the hoodie, unable to play tonight. Curtis Barlow, who Coach Burns brought up in the pregame, as well as Andy Muggleston, another player to watch, as well as Draylon Ray, are the captains for the Green Clad Crusaders. For the Chosen of All Saints, the visitors, it's Carson King, as well as Sawyer Busk, Emerson Hatnot, who you may recognize back during during our broadcast of the All Saints Brookshires Classic in basketball. Yep, he plays football too, as well as Chuck Awa, the wide receiver / linebacker, the junior, the final captain for All Saints. Our officiating crew from the Texas Association of Sporting Officials East Texas Football Chapter. Wearing the white hat tonight is going to be referee Jeff Baker, umpire Joseph Parton, headline judge is Jeff Peterson, line judge is Bart Bradley, back judge Henry Pacefield, judge Edward Spurrier, and side judge Robert Allen. Both teams have traded their handshakes, and we are set to go in this one. We'll introduce starters after the opening kick. The All Saints Trojans, the visiting team, down in this series. Gorman won the last meeting last season by a score of 34-6, and they lead the head-to-head since 2010 with 9 wins to the Trojans 3. The officials share some final words over the white and black Bishop Gorman crossing BG at center field. They disperse, and we are set to go. All Saints, the visiting team, in their all-white tops and bottoms, blue numerals and lettering with a thin black trim. Alternative Trojans logos on the white hats. Gorman, the hosting team, on their what was supposed to be whiteout games, according to head coach Ed Burns. In their green tops, white numerals with a thin white outlining stripe, white bottoms. Gorman in script, clad across the helmet on the left side, the players' respective numbers on the right. Gorman will boot things off. Defer to the second half. All Saints will take offense first. Hatnot back deep to receive immediately for Gorman. Ready to boot things away is Jack Cohen, the 5'11", 155-pound junior, listed as a wide receiver and defensive back, who will be doing the kicking. If you're tuning on ASN Radio, All Saints will take the opening possession. We'll be going from right to left on your respective devices. Baker blows of the whistle. Cone steps a couple of steps over to his left, raise of the pink clad gloves, and we are up and away from the Rose City. Hadnot comes up on it, takes a bounce. It's going to be initially taken at around the 5, and isn't going to get much farther than that. Gets stuffed, punched up well inside of the 10, and All Saints is going to take over 1st and 10 with some wonky field position. Let's go ahead and introduce the starters for All Saints. Taking the field, the quarterback, Manny Miser. Nate Meekin, running back, Emerson Hatnot returned that kick and is coming in at running back as well. Chuck Awa, the tight end. Tate Scully as well as Sawyer Busk, the 2 wide receivers. Peyton Hernandez at left tackle. Blake Terry at left guard. Hunter Martin doing the snapping at center. Jackson Daniels, the right guard. Bryce Godecki at right tackle. Quick play clock reset here. Says we've elapsed 7 seconds here in this first quarter. Officials blow the whistle, still waiting. Don't know what we could possibly be waiting on. Either way, All Saints will take over 1st and 10. This is the first time the All Saints Trojans football team has been on the Antler Sports Network. The Trojans basketball team has been on the ASN plenty. It's going to be a quick throw to the outside. Caught, hauled in, juking to the left side and going to open space. It's going to be Buskin. Bus ball comes out. All Saints falls on it, though. So crisis averted early as we take another look via our Sports Scope second look. The UIL has allowed for instant replay to be on the sidelines for press box and sideline coach usage. Get your program in the game with ScoreScope, official instant replay provider of the Antler Sports Network. The ball came out, All Saints thankfully falling back on it. So now, with that, it's going to be 2nd and 7, even with the fumble. Still came up with a gain of 3. Miser now under center. Has a tight end, a fullback out wide. Man in motion. It's going to be a run. Running through, gets a solid gain of around 3. So now it's going to be 3rd and about medium to go after the carry from Mink. After that Mink carry, they're going to indeed mark it a gain of 3. Big 3rd down and short coming up for All Saints in their opening possession. The Trojans in this one, coming off of a loss to Dallas Covenant on the 11th of this month, a loss 43-0 on the road. Overall record of 3-3 and even 500, but 0-1 in district play, looking to get to 500 there as well. Miser under center. It's going to be a handoff to Hatnot. Hatnot gets stood up pretty much at the line of scrimmage. Don't think they're going to give them a gain. Yes, they are. They're going to give them a gain of maybe 1. But it isn't going to be much more than that, so it will be decision time coming up for Coach Kyle Freeman and company. Lone coach in the booth for All Saints right next to us here. Ironically, it's Jeremy Tatum, the newly christened head coach of the girls basketball team. We'll see plenty of him and his Lady Trojans in the basketball season. So now with 4th and short coming up, 9:56 left to go. All Saints offense is still on the field. Now Hatnot shifts over, is going to be the makeshift punter here. Dropping it's a kick that's straight up in the air. Doesn't get a lot of distance at all. Might be a net total yardage of about 5 or so. So now All Saints will take over 1st and 10 after losing the fumble opportunity. The Trojans with plenty of real estate with 9:38 left to go in the first. Trotting onto the field for the All Saints offense is going to be Eli Surratt at quarterback, donning the number 9. Lincoln Vanderhorst at running back. Cody Carter, David Phillips, Jack Cohn, and Manuel Lozano, the wide receivers. The big fella, Andy Muggleston, arguably the player to watch on this O-line at left tackle. Kamari Alford is going to be at left guard. Matthew Wynn doing the snapping at center. Keanu Martia at right guard. And Jackson Stokes at right tackle. We'll introduce the All Saints defense in a shake here. So Red gets the call from the sideline. Head coach Ed Burns and company barking out orders. Got to get the snap off. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second on the play clock. Don't think they get the snap off in time, and they don't. On the close side sideline here, Vanderhorst, the running back, not happy. He glanced to the sideline. Delay a game penalty called against the Trojans. Jeff Baker confirming the call.
Still first down.
That 5-yard penalty will keep it at first down, but a much more difficult first down, 1st and 15. After the shank punt that went straight up from Hatnot for All Saints on their opening possession, going 4 and out. And as we have a moment, let's take a look at the All Saints defense. Hunter Martin, Bryce Godecki, Blake Terry, and Peyton Hernandez, the defensive line. Sam Walters, Nate Mink, Jackson Daniels, the 3 linebackers. Tate Scully, Emerson Hatnot, John Tompkins, and Cole Phillips at defensive backs. There's going to be an option, a handoff right down Main Street into the mayor's office. Might have got to the original line of scrimmage, and indeed they do. Gain of 5 is going to bring up 2nd down.
Nice carry off the right side.
And medium.
About 4-5 yards.
That gain of 5, as we remind you that at the half we will show the highlights of the contest just last night over on ASN1 as the Colleyville Heritage Panthers and the Arlington Seguin Cougars. A fantastic game. If you didn't tune in, we'll have the highlights at the break. That short gain of 5 is going to make it 2nd and 10. Dropping back at Surratt. Laser throw. It's caught across the middle. Inside of the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, Crusaders. Going to be down and around the 6. 1st and goal. This offensive possession so far has been absolutely perfect. On the pitch and catch, Jack Cohn is going to be, I guess you could say, the bell cow for this receiving core for Bishop Gorman. After the completion, it's 1st and goal. It's going to be a handout to Vanderhorst. Vanderhorst pushes through, gets a gain of 2, but ain't going to get much more than that. It's going to be 2nd and goal coming up here.
2nd and goal.
So we take another look at that throw that got the Trojans threatening here. It was a great throw, but as they Trojans come back quickly, have to cut the replay short there, sadly, as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Stack receivers at the bottom of your screen. Clap of the hands. Going to be a handoff to Vanderhorst again. He bounced to the outside, cuts back right. Immediately met by a host of Trojans. Bringing him down. The tackle is going to be the defensive lineman, Hunter Martin. And now 3rd and goal. Big 3rd and goal here.
Picked up another couple.
Spoke with Gorman head coach Ed Burns. Off air said he's looking forward to see how his running attack does against this All Saints defense. So far, the Gorman defense inside of the 10 has been standing firm. 7.5 left to go in the first period. Ball's at about the 2-yard line. 3rd and goal coming up for the Crusaders. Gorman 1-2 at home this season. They went 2-1 here at McCallum Stadium last year. In the gun, throw, bubble screen to the outside. Looking into the end zone is Phillips, and it is no dice.
Quick pass out to Phillips is incomplete. That'll bring a 4th down.
Now a big 4th down coming up. Question is, do they try to take the 3 or do they try to punch it in one more time? And so the throw was right into the hands of Phillips. Phillips just not able to maintain possession, turn the corner, and have a chance to get into the end zone. Now 4th and goal with 7:12 left. Big 4th down play coming up, and yep, the field goal unit will come onto the field as Cohn gets ready to kick. Good snap. The kick is up. No good. The Trojans are able to turn a muffed punt into an empty possession. The Crusaders coaching staff in shock. Gorman threatens but doesn't convert. Back in 30 seconds. We're still scoreless in the Rose City Holy War on the Antler Sports Network.
Give it everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
After going 4-out, the Trojans forced the Crusaders to try for 3, a field goal that would go unsuccessful. Now 1st and 10, opening play of the drive. It's going to be a handoff, gain of 5, and the Trojans going back to the ground as we expected them to. Trying to see who's responsible for the carry at the bottom of the pile. Looks like it was a design run for Mink as the officials call a timeout and talk things over. It's going to be a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6 coming up. Headline judge Jeff Peterson speaking with the referee Jeff Baker. 2 Jeffs on the field tonight. Part of the officiating crew. As now all the officials will take a step back, except for the back judge, that being Henry Pace. Now they disperse, a quick conversation, no idea what it could have been regarding. Now one of the officials speaking with Gorman head coach Ed Burns as he is in absolute dismay with 7 minutes left to go. Before that official's timeout, Gorman giving up a 5-yard or 4-yard carry to bring up this 2nd and 6. Ball's on the 24. Both teams with all 3 of their timeouts. It's Miser under center, 2 backs and a tight end. It's going to be a handoff yet again to Mink. Mink isn't going to get very far. They're going to give him a yard to bring up 3rd down and 5 to go.
Taking down with number 76, Ray.
That previous possession for Bishop Gorman, it was pretty much all set up by the hat-not punt that had net 5 yards. And pretty much their biggest play was the Eli Surratt throw right across the middle. Hauled in by Cohen. They got inside of the 10-yard line to bring up 1st and goal, but went 3 straight plays without any yardage. Went for 3, a field goal that was unsuccessful. It's going to be a keeper. Breaking to the outside is Miser. Miser's wrapped up, lost a yard. Tackle's going to be made by Gorman's guess who, Manuel Lozano. Looking forward to saying his name plenty. 10 out of the defensive side of the football. You remember last season in both the games that we had on the Antler Sports Network for the Crusaders, both wins against the Cougars of Bishop Riker Catholic out of Waco, as well as the Royals of Mercy Culture Preparatory Academy out of Fort Worth, both here at McCallum Stadium. Had fantastic games, 15 tackles apiece in both of those games. Now 4th and 4. They set up last time they were in punting situation just a couple of short minutes ago with a 5:34 and counting left. As we have a stop of the clock. And it looks like All Saints is going to talk things over. As Coach Freeman and the rest of the staff talk things over, we'll give our response a chance at a message. Back in 30 seconds. Still scoreless in the 1st. The Rose City Holy War continues after this. The All Saints Trojans taking their first charge time out of the half, come out of the break, still scoreless and facing a 4th and 4 situation deep within their own territory. Ball's on the 26. It's going to be Miser in the gun. It's going to be a quick throw out to Hatton onto the bubble, but Gorman blitzes, but he has open space at the 35, 40, 45 at midfield, brought down inside of Gorman territory. Flag is thrown late after the play.
Complete number 13, Hadnot. Nice run across the 50.
Gutsy call by Coach Freeman and company to go for it on 4th down deep in their own territory. As Hadnot turns upfield and had nothing but green. Big time gain. 28-yard reception. Penalty called against the Trojans. So what was a big catch and run by Hadnot is going to turn into an even bigger offensive play after the Gorman penalty. It's going to be 1st and 10 from a drive that started on their own 26, now threatening on the Gorman 33 with 5:20 left to go in the first period. The Trojans visiting here after falling to the Crusaders last season.
Let's go, crew!
Looking to seek some revenge here. Miser's under center. Man in motion. It's going to be a run. Breaking to the outside, looking for spaces. Busk falls forward, gains a yard.
Which number 11?
As we take another look at that big-time play from Emerson Hadnot, that set up the field position for this drive. Really the best drive that either team has put together so far, at least here in the early going. Hadnot, we know he's a tough guy to guard in basketball. As of right now, he's a pretty tough guy to bring down on the grass too. 4:20 and counting. The Trojans have 10 seconds to get the playoff now. Miser back under center. Two backs. It's going to be a dive. No, a keeper snatched away by Miser. Keeps it. Breaks to the outside. End zone. Touchdown, Trojans. One thing to note, the officials whistled it dead initially. Thought it was a handoff, but Miser snatched it back. So it's going to be interesting to see what the officials end up going with here. They're bringing it back. No touchdown. My goodness. Miser snatched it away right as the official whistled it dead. Referees now talking it over. The referee, Jeff Baker, and the umpire, Joseph Parton, now discussing as we're going to try to see. Miser just simply snatched the football away from Busk and went into the end zone. But the officials are going to say they whistled it dead beforehand. So now it should be, by the officials' rule, 3rd down and 9, no gain. Again, Sawyer Busk received the official handoff. And then Miser, right as the officials whistled it dead, snatched the football away from him and took it to the house, but the touchdown will not count. We're still scoring it.
Second down.
Officials say they'll replay the down. 2nd and 9. Crusader fans a massive sigh of relief with 4:08 left to go. Miser in the gun, looking to go deep with trips receivers. Has a block, jukes to his left, followays, has a man open, caught at the 5. They score anyway. Touchdown, Trojans.
Long pass to number 11, Busk. Touchdown.
Busk into the end zone, a 32-yard touchdown heave. I don't see any flags. This one's going to stand. Busk was wide open in the middle of the field. Miser let it fly, fadeaway throw. And now we have our true first touchdown of the game as we await the PAT. Okay, that's one way to get on the board. A light murmur has befallen the Crusader crowd here at McCallum Field. Wow.
Miser in the hold.
As Miser prepares the hold, Busk, the guy who caught the touchdown, looking to boot it through for the PAT. High snap, hold, low line drive kick is through and true.
Extra points good.
Man, oh man. That's how you start a football game. After a miraculous couple of plays, the Trojans get on the board and strike first blood. It's 7-0. The Trojans up early in the Rose City Holy War. We'll be back from Tyler after this. Trojans take first blood here in the Rose City Holy War. It's 7-0 at McCallum Field. Jared Jones, happy to be with you and the home of the Crusaders, as this already has the makings of what is going to be a very entertaining night of football. Multiple games to keep in mind across the area. Just to name a couple, Burleson Centennial is right down the road from us here at Christian Mother Francis Rose Stadium to take on the Lions of Tyler High. As the kick bounces at around the 27. Taking it the other way is going to be Cohen. Jack Cohen breaks to the outside. It loses the block and is going to be brought down inside of the 30. Deep within Trojan territory, they'll take over 1st and 10. Now let's take a look at the drive that was probably the most interesting drive that we've ever seen. It started with this play. A handoff to Busk. It was snatched away by Miser. They eventually whistled it dead. Officials would backtrack and say it was an inadvertent whistle. All that to lead up to what ended up just being a touchdown anyway. A 32-yard touchdown pass from Miser, ironically, to Busk again. Wide open along the left hash. Hauled it in. Quick little two-step into the end zone. That's giving us our current score of 7-0. 3:49 left to go. Shotgun snap. Going to be a quick pitch and catch to the outside to Vanderhorst. Vanderhorst tackles. Tackle gets brought down by Nate Mink. Mink does it again. That tackle is going to be a loss of 3 and make it 2nd down and long already for the Crusaders.
Taken down by 82, Tompkins.
A Crusader team that's hasn't gained 300 all-purpose yards since the game back on September 27th against Munster Sacred Heart. Instead, they're going to mark that a loss of 14. Now 2nd and long. It's going to be a quick throw to the outside as Carter gets bottled up by a host of Trojans on the tackle. Man, the Trojans so far have been relentless on defense. Tackle made by the QB, Manny Miser.
Tackle by 15.
Loss of 4 is going to make it 3rd and 18 with 2:47 left to go. On a drive that started for the Crusaders on their own 29, they've now been pushed back, knocking on the door of the opposite red zone. As we approach 2.5 minutes now. The Crusaders averaging 201 passing yards a game, 104 on the ground, 407 all-purpose now. Big 3rd and long, and balled up, tackled, sacked. As Surratt, another massive loss. The Trojan defense comes up huge again. Now punting time for sure coming up for the Crusaders. Dropped back, immediately blitzed, absolutely crushed by the D lineman Hunter Martin and company. So now on this 4th down, line drive punt. Kick straight out of bounds. Flag is thrown immediately. Ball falls dead onto the McCallum Stadium grass at around the 49.
Goes out of bounds about the 47-yard line.
Possibly could be a sideline warning. So we wait from the official ruling here. The flag was thrown right as the ball landed dead. No flag.
Trojans from the
So instead it'll be first and 10
46-yard line.
for the Trojans. Ball will be placed on the Crusader 46. In a game so far on offense that started off pretty slow for the Trojans. A called back touchdown and a touchdown right after that's given us our 7-0 score with 7:47 left to go in the first. The Trojan offense looking at their play cards located on the wristbands. Manny Miser under center. Bobble snap is going to be a toss. Breaking the outside with the room is Mink. Mink breaks one tackle. Jukes to left, breaks another. Gains 10. Gets to the line to gain. Move the sticks.
Number 10, Mink on the carry.
And a big effort by Mink is going to get him first down yardage. The drive continues with a pretty solid offense for the Trojans so far. A Trojans team that's scoring 24 points a game, giving up 23 points a game. So now after moving the sticks, they'll be down at the 36-yard line. After this game, the Trojans will have a date at Milborn Field against the Mustangs of McKinney Christian Academy. Miser's in the gun. It's going to be a toss to Hadnot. Has blocks upfield. Turns to corner. Has a lane. Brought down by the ankles at around the 24. Well, let's mark it the 25-yard line. Either way, another play, another big first down play for Bishop, for the All Saint Trojan offense. 13-yard gain with 49 seconds left. This methodical Gorman offense has pretty much been neutralized by the methodical offense of All Saints tonight. And what could possibly be the last play of this first quarter, a very fast-moving first quarter, as we have 32 seconds left. Yep, looks like they're going to have one more play out of this one. As they get the call from the sideline, 20 seconds and counting. 9 seconds on the play clock. Three receivers bunched up at the top of your screen. Miser in the gun. Immediately rolls out. Gets a backside block. Steps up. He's going to keep it himself. 10 seconds left. Throw. End zone. Touchdown again.
Touchdown catch.
I see no flags.
Sawyer Bush.
Another extended play by Miser, being patient outside of the pocket, handling the pressure. Gets a great block by Sam Walters. Strike into the end zone, and the Trojans strike again. As we now await the PAT, right below us here, the Crusader fans, a hush has befallen them here on homecoming. The Trojans jump. Kick is through the air. The officials blow it dead, although the field goal is good. Not a gambling man, but smart money says they'll decline this penalty. As now the officials are talking things over. Scoreboard hasn't changed just yet. And no, the officials are telling the players to come back onto the field. Are they going to try a re-kick? As the Crusaders did jump.
If your vehicle's blocking the gate over on Easy Street, we need you to move your vehicle. You're parked along the west side of Easy Street.
Offsetting penalties called against both teams. As we take another look at that touchdown throw from Miser. Stepped up right before crossing the line of scrimmage, right into the breadbasket. 4-6. As now we'll try the field goal again with 7 seconds left to go. High snap, kick, low, spiraling kick. Not to the head, it is bueno. So after a little bit of extracurricular, the Crusaders give up yet another touchdown. It's 14-0, 7 seconds left in the first. Back after this on the Antler Sports Network.
Give it everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
The Trojans strike again, up 14-0 here in the Rose City Holy War in the Rhodes capital, Tyler, Texas. 13-yard touchdown throw from Miser to a wide open Trojan at the back of the end zone. And we'll take another look at that touchdown throw in a moment. But now, homecoming, as of this first quarter, so far has been spoiled. Low kick is going to be caught at about the 29-yard line, taken by Curtis Barlow. But either way, that will do it for quarter number one. The Trojans taking the early advantage, 14-0. Quarter number two is coming up after this. The Rose City Holy War in the ASN.
Give it everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
Oh, when my Marco's craving hits, it really hits. And with unlimited medium one-topping pizzas for $6.99 each, I can cover tonight's cravings and tomorrow's. Nice. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Feast your eyes on Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico. Fresh dough made daily, topped with our signature sauce. 3 real cheeses, classic pepperoni, plus crispy cupped Old World pepperoni. Pure pepperoni perfection for just $9.99, but for a limited time only.
Second quarter has begun here in Tyler, Texas. The Trojans looking to strike and get on the board, as the opening play of the quarter is going to be a handoff to Vanderhorst. Vanderhorst gets to the original line of scrimmage and not a yard more or a yard less.
Off the left side, back to about the line of scrimmage.
Tackle made by multiple All Saints Trojans. I'm going to credit that initially to Sawyer Busk, the defensive backslash safety. It's standing at 6 foot, 175 pounds. The sophomore on the tackle for no gain. The Crusaders huddle at around the 35-yard line. That hold disperses and clock rolling. 11:20 left to go in the first half. Ball's on the 42-yard line. Crusaders, if you're listening on ASN Radio, going from right to left on your respective device. It's going to be a handoff to Vanderhorst again. Vanderhorst is rolled down, gets to the line of scrimmage, but the Yellow Hanky is back onto the field in the region of holding. We take another look at that play there to try to see what the officials noticed. As now we'll get an explanation. There's going to be a chop block penalty called against All Saints. That will automatically move the sticks.
Chop block against the defense.
1st and 10 as we take another look to see exactly where the chop block was. Yep, there it is. We rewind and yep, the perpetrator being Sam Walters, the junior, responsible for the penalty. So after that, Gorman will move the chains and go into Trojan territory. 1st and 10 from the 43, 11:08 after the flag. Dropping back, looking, is Surrett. Surrett with a lane. It's wrestled out of bounds, but not before he gains 7. Solid keeper by the QB.
Right side, taken out of bounds by number 10, Mink.
Mink on the hit yet again, his 3rd tackle of the game. So far for both teams, it's pretty much been whose quarterback can extend plays the most. So we take another look at that Mink tackle there. Ball on the 36 with 10.5 left to go. 2nd and 3 after the 7-yard run from Surrett. Surrett in their last contest is 63-0 loss against Dallas Christian. 7 for 12, 66 yards with a long of 32. Flag is thrown. Surrett in danger, spins, brought down at the 45-yard line. On the hit is Peyton Hernandez, the 5'11", 250-pound senior on the sack. 2nd sack of the game for the Trojan defense. And yet we see Coach Kyle Freeman on the opposite sideline. Wave of the hands, he ain't letting this one go. Penalty will be declined, and that will take the TFL. 3rd and long coming up for Gorman as we wait for the official spot. Let's make it 3rd and maybe, let's call it 13.
We have a white F-150 pickup truck parked out on
Now with 9:57 and counting.
White F-150
It's been all Saints in the first half of play. Still plenty of football left, though. 4 out wide, 2 in the slot. Surratt has it back to his left. Stomp of the foot, clap of the hands, drops back. It's going to be a screen and immediately blown up for a loss. Gorman trying to get the screen game going all night long. The Trojans, however, not letting it slide. Cole Phillips on his 3rd tackle of the game. Blown it up immediately. Also on the tackle, give him a half tackle, Nate Mink once more. Loss of 2 is going to make it 4th and 14 to go. As a penalty will be called against the Trojans. And he'll literally erase it. Wow.
Penalty against Trojans, 15-yard mark off 1st and 10.
So with that penalty, the Crusaders with another chance at life. Same formation, Surratt in the gun. Handoff, flag is thrown, and on tackle yet again, it's Mink. It was a give to Vanderhorst, but he didn't get far. Might have possibly lost yardage. False start penalty called against the Trojans. Excuse me, against the Crusaders. That 5-yard whack. Will be declined, it appears to be. So instead of 1st and 15, it's going to be 2nd and 13 for All Saints. Well, for the All Saints defense after the TFL. It's been the Trojans' pressure that's been a thorn on the side of Eli Surratt all first half long so far. Quick throw. Caught by Lozano. Lozano trudges forward. Gain of about 6. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Tackle. Trying to get a mark to see who they'll give that tackle to. Looks like it might have been credited to Miser. If it is, that'll be Miser's 3rd tackle of the contest. Now with 8:11 left. A big 3rd down coming up for Gorman. A team that's about 39% on 3rd down so far this season. Surratt, pressure, drops back, thrown down. I see no flags, but what I do see is the 2nd sack of the game for the Trojans, Peyton Hernandez. 3rd of the game total for the Crusader defense. And now decision time for head coach Ed Burns as they are stuck in no man's land. Fourth and about 20 coming up for Gorman. And their offense will stay on the field. Could possibly see them switch into a makeshift punt here. Maybe try to pooch it. Pin him back. No punt. It's going to be Surratt. Drops back. Laser incomplete. Only receiver in the vicinity was Jack Cohen. The Trojans forced a turnover on downs and will get it back 1st and 10 with 6:28 left to go. In pretty solid starting field position. They'll take over at their own 40. The Crusader offense has pretty much stalled out by this tenacious All Saints defense. 14-0. As once again, the Crusader fans here at McCallum Stadium stunned. Miser leads his Trojan offense back onto the field 1st and 10. A hair under 7 minutes to go. He's in the gun, drops back, hard toss to Hatton out of the left side. He has a block, turns upfield, gets cut at the ankles, went out before he gains 5
Ball carrier.
to bring up second down.
Taken down by number 5, Lozano.
Lozano on the tackle for the Crusaders. To make that a gain of 6, it'll be second down and 4 coming up. Honestly, with how slow-paced this Trojan offense has been, Gorman, barring a score or forcing of a turnover, might get the football back with about maybe 2 or 3 minutes left to go. Under center in the eye. Handoff. Breaking to the outside. It's going to be Mink as Mink gets to about midfield. He needed to get to midfield, but they call him short, not 100% sure. Yep, they'll mark him half a yard short. So we'll take another look to see. I have a pretty decent angle there. Look to see where he initially went down. Yep, that knee is down right before midfield. Great eye by the official. 3rd and 1 coming up. Had not. Stutter step. Brought down. Short of the line to gain. Gain of nothing. It's Kamari Alford, the first Crusader to get there. Now 4th and 1 coming up for the Trojans, and decision time for Coach Freeman and the staff. Both of these head coaches, stars at their respective colleges. Ed Burns, an FCS Division I Senior Bowl All-Star. Trojans coach Kyle Freeman. Can't beat this resume on the field, really. 7th round pick by the Houston Oilers at linebacker back in 1991. He was also a national champion in shot put.
Timeout also.
As a timeout is going to be called by the Trojans and by head coach Kyle Freeman. As they take a message, as they give their message to their team, we'll give a message from our sponsors. Back in 30, the Rose City Holy War on the Antler Sports Network continues after this. Big 4th and 1 coming up for the Trojans as they call a timeout. Up 14-0 here on the road with 4:43 left to go in half number 1. And McCallum Stadium looking to spoil homecoming for these Bishop Gorman Crusaders. And the way this game has transpired so far, doing a pretty darn good job of that. As Miser's under center. It's going to be a push. The Trojan heave is going to be good for a first down. Gain of 3.
Keeps up the middle for first down.
As the All Saints tush push is successful, they flip fields.
Ball marked about the
Now within
38-yard
Crusader territory. We take another look there. Now a fresh set of downs coming up for All Saints. One timeout, notably, for All Saints, with still 4 minutes left to go. And we mentioned at the start of this drive that we wouldn't be surprised if Gorman got the football back with 2 minutes left. They might try to mess around and run out this entire clock. Man in motion. It's going to be a strong toss to Busk. Busk jukes right, but eventually gets tackled. Tackle and step over made by Robert Lozano. His second tackle of the game.
First, taken down by number 56, Lozano.
Gain of 2. Going to be good for 2nd and 8. As now this is pretty much what we've seen all evening long from All Saints, taking as much time as they possibly can. At points running the clock down to the play clock down within the dime seconds. Make it a dime seconds. They have 8 seconds to get this thing snapped. 3.5 left to go. Miser under center. It's going to be a handoff. No, it's a keeper, but it gets stuffed. Top tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Right down. Loss of 4. Flag is thrown late. Flag was thrown as the Crusaders were pushing Miser back.
Late flag there. Quarterback keeper taken down by number 56. A host of other Crusaders.
This could possibly be unnecessary roughness calls against the Trojans as head coach Ed Burns at the 45, absolutely frazzled. And it indeed is a penalty against the Crusaders. That will move the sticks again. As we have an official timeout, as Coach Ed Burns wants to talk things over with head official Jeff Baker. Understandably so, as now some of the Crusader fans expressing their dismay. And understandably so. Big rivalry game, homecoming, of course. So now after the unnecessary roughness call with 3:18 left, is going to be a fresh set of downs for the Trojans. 1st and 10. Miser steps back, looking to throw. Has a man, is bobbled, almost picked off. Huge sour lead by the Trojan offense there as the drive will continue. One thing about Miser so far, he's been very poised in the pocket.
Almost intercepted there by Vanderhorst.
Vanderhorst is able to get a hand on it. Almost is able to bring it in. And now, once again, we'll hear from KTBB's Bill Coates to preview this week's high school football action.
It's week 8 tonight with Rashawn Woods and his Tyler High Lions looking for a 3-game win streak at home against Burleson Centennial here on KTBB.
It's important that we get the win. We clinch at the bare minimum a seed in the playoffs. We want to be a playoff team. We're good enough to be a playoff team, and taking care of business tonight will make that a reality for us.
In District 10-6-8, Legacy at Longview on 92.1 FM, the Team Sports Radio. Other games include Lindale at Kilgore, Chapel Hill at Maybank, Red Hot Henderson on the road at Pine Tree, Van at Gilmer, and Nacogdoches at White House. Bill Coates, KTBB Sports.
Thanks, Bill. Let's go ahead and check in if we have a score. Indeed, we do. Second quarter from Rose Stadium. The Spartans of Burleson Centennial up on the Lions of Tyler High. Score 14-7. At the half, we'll check out the major scores from across the area with 2.5 left to go. Miser with an empty backfield, drops back, hit as he throws. It's a long ball, tipped, almost intercepted, incomplete. Miser took a whack as he let that one fly, and is a bit slow to get up, understandably so. And now 4th and 10 coming up. Threw that one in a double coverage. Intended receiver was Busk. Now an important 4th and 10 coming up for the Trojans to keep this drive going. 2:22 left to go in the half. A first down here could all but guarantee that they could possibly control the ball for the remainder of this period. But they have to get at least 10 yards here. Had not. Steps up, looks like he's going to punt and try to pin the Crusaders back. High arcing punt, takes a bounce, it goes into the end zone for a touchback.
Punt goes into the end zone.
Understand the idea for sure.
Out to the 20.
Punt just not executed in the best way possible. Taking a look at some other scores. The Nacogdoches Dragons and White House Wildcats. From Wildcat Stadium, White House up 7-0 in the first quarter. Absolute domination in Longview. The Hawks of Pleasant Grove up 21-7 on Spring Hill. That game in the second. Gilmer over Van 21-7 in the second. Carthage over Athens in the first 7-0. The Bulldogs of Kilgore up on the Eagles of Lindale 7-0. And a couple of 3A scores. White Oak over Tatum 15-0 in the first quarter. Edgewood and Harmony knotted up at 7 apiece. And the last score we'll look at, New Diana and Troop. Some would say the game of the week, scoreless in the first. Now 1st and 10 after the 4 and out. It's going to be a fake pass. Throw. It's caught. Complete. Coming across. Throwing up midfield is Vanderhorst. Vanderhorst drifts across the left. Check that. That's Phillips. Phillips still up. False flag is thrown. It was a fake pass. Burns and company pulling a rabbit out of the hat. As Phillips makes something out of nothing. Flag is thrown, though. Could possibly be a 25-yard gain initially, barring the penalty. Man, oh man. Holding penalty. Illegal block in the back. Check that called against the Trojans. So the big play will stand as we take another look at it here. Possibly play of the night. This play and all highlights will be on ASN1 on our YouTube page. A couple hours after the game goes final as we eclipse the 2-minute mark. Man, Phillips readjusted the helmet, jukes across. And the turf monster bringing him down. As now the official speaking with the head linesman, Jeff Peterson. As now the line judge, Bart Bradley, will join the conversation. Coach Kyle Freeman on the opposite side, looking for answers. Many of us here wondering the same. Personal foul called against the Trojans. So that'll push them up 5 more. So instead of 1st and 10 and around midfield, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Crew in Trojan territory at the 40. Clap of the hands for Surratt. Handoff. Breaking for room is Vanderhorst. Vanderhorst pushes through, gain of about 7 or 6. It'll be a 2nd down and short as we take another look. With 1:43 and counting, it is going to be a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 coming up. At the half, we'll hear from Texas Wesleyan men's basketball coach in his first season, Brent Wanamaker, former professional basketball player at that, to preview the Rams here over at the halftime report. We'll have a look at some scores from across the area and get you ready for half number 2. 4 out wide, 2 in the slot, 1 lone back. Man in motion for Gorman is going to be Manuel Lozano, and they give it to him. Deep stride, stiff arm, and gets to the 25, pushed out of bounds. Right before he can get to the 20, a little bit after, and Hadnot gets flagged. Flag is thrown. Hadnot with a little bit extracurricular after that one. And this is going to go from a gain of 11 to a gain of 25. As Lozano looks like he had a little bit for Hadnot first. This could possibly be offsetting penalties. As both Lozano and Hadnot exchanged words, exchanged a quick shove. Personal foul penalty called against the Trojans. Nothing called against the Crusaders, so now 1st and 10 from the 12. Coming up for Gorman. Looking to get on the board with 1:06 left to go in the half. No time like the present. Top of the foot puts Cody Carter in motion. Now 3 receivers stacked up at the top of your screen. 1 fullback. It's going to be a handoff, and immediately stuffed and crushed. On the tackle is Hunter Martin, his 3rd of the game.
Taken down for a loss.
That loss of 2 is going to force the hand of Coach Ed Burns as he is going to call for timeout. The Trojans looking to hold firm on defense, but the Crusaders threatening. Back after this, last 59 seconds coming up on the Antler Sports Network.
Everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
The Crusaders and Coach Ed Burns taking his first time out of the half. He'll have 2 remaining. All Saints notably with 1 timeout in their back pocket. It's going to be 2nd and 14 after the TFL from Martin. 59 seconds left to go in half number 1. Gorman leaves their huddle from the sideline. And now facing an all-important 2nd and 14, a pivotal point in this game. A glance at the left sideline to get a final play call. Lozano's in motion. 4 out wide. Dropping back. Surrett under pressure. Steps up. Ball comes loose. Falls on it. Looks like Gorman might have gotten it back. Huge sigh of relief. As it looks like Coach Burns might have called for another timeout. As we take another look, ball comes out. Lozano fell on it, snatched it away. As now another timeout is going to be called by Gorman. They will have 1 more left with 45 seconds left to go. And a possible shock of the heart needed. After everyone's hearts, at least the Gorman fans, drop. And a drive that has shown promise, no gain. They'll make it 3rd and 14. Another look at some East Texas scores. John King and his Longview Lobos scoreless against Bo Trahan, Tyler Legacy Red Raiders in the first. Lufkin up over Baytown Sterling and the Titans 19-7. Jacksonville Marshall scoreless. Texarkana Texas High up over Mount Pleasant 7-0. Van giving up another touchdown in the second quarter, now down 28-7 over Gilmer. Now with 45 seconds left, 3rd and 14 after the Gorman timeout. Double back set here. Dropping back and brought down, spins and falls at the 30-yard line. On the TFL is Jackson Daniels. His first sack and second TFL of the game. And now possibly Hail Mary time with 25 seconds left. It's 4th down and White House to go for Gorman. 4th and 26 coming up. As it looks like Vanderhorst will check out. As Conan will check back in. And Gorman will take their final timeout with 2 ticks left. And we'll take it with them. What does Coach Burns and company have in store? We'll find out in 30 seconds on the Antler Sports Network. Big 4th down coming up here. And an even bigger moment, a turning point possible for Gorman here at home on homecoming, down with 2 ticks left in the second, 14-0 in the Rose City Holy War. Jared Jones, happy to be with you here at McCallum Stadium. Crusader fans here in drills packing it out, at least from we can see. Now 4th and 26 coming up. No field goal unit. As we wait, and All Saints going to call their final timeout. Coach Freeman and company want to talk things over. We'll take yet another timeout again. We'll give that another try. We might have the last 2 seconds. We might not. Find it after this on the ASN. To timeout or not to timeout? That is the question. I will answer it for you, ladies and gentlemen. No more timeouts. Both teams have used all of them. So barring something unforeseen, we will have the last 2 seconds of the second half. Hopefully, crazier things, wackier things have already happened in this first half. We still have 2 more quarters of football left. 14-0. All Saints with the advantage here on the road. Crusaders fans making noise below us here. 4 out wide. Surratt looking. Strike across the middle. Is tipped, almost intercepted. Into the hands of Tompkins. He won't haul it down. And we will finally hit the halftime break. We made it, ladies and gentlemen. 14-0 All Saints. We'll take a 3-minute break. When we come back, we'll hear from Texas Wesleyan men's basketball coach Brett Wanamaker and more. 14-0. The Rose City Holy War continues after this on the Antler Sports Network and ASN Radio. Presented by the Back 9 Indoor Golf in Tyler, our newest sponsor.
Give it everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
When my Marco's craving hits, it really hits. And with unlimited medium one-topping pizzas for $6.99 each, I can cover tonight's cravings and tomorrow's. Nice. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Feast your eyes on Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico. Fresh dough made daily, topped with our signature sauce. 3 real cheeses, classic pepperoni, plus crispy cupped Old World pepperoni. Pure pepperoni perfection for just $9.99, but for a limited time only.
Everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
And we welcome you back to our 2024 Sooner Athletic Conference Men's Basketball Media Day. I'm Jim Powers, Assistant Commissioner of the Sooner, and we're going to head down to just outside of Fort Worth, right in Fort Worth, actually. The great folks down at Texas Wesleyan, the Rams, and their head men's basketball coach, Brian Wanamaker, and one of their outstanding student athletes. He does a great job on the court, Richard Afale. And Richard, we'll start off with you. You know, last year didn't end the way that I think the program wanted to end. And so does that lend a lot of motivation into the off-season workouts and as we've hit into the preseason as we get ready for the year?
Most definitely, most definitely. I'll say the biggest thing so far is just that we didn't have last year was just making sure our team works well together and just how we complement each other, relationship with each other on and off the court, and just building that.
And you're going to be one of those guys that coach is going to be leading on throughout the year as a leader, not only on the court, in the locker room, but also in the classroom. So what about your leadership? Are you a loud guy? Are you a vocal type of player? Or are you more of a lead by example, quietly get it done, and just show everybody the right way to do things?
I am more to like lead by example, and if I do need to say something, I will say it, but I'm just not always, like that.
Coach, talk a little bit about
He did. He was vocal a couple weeks ago. It was really good. I appreciate it. I stood up in front of the group in the locker room and I spoke to them about some things. And once I was on my way out, he just stopped me and said, "Hold up, wait, coach, wait a second." And he spoke to the team. So when he needs to be vocal, he's vocal.
And talk about him on the court. I mean, he does so many great things for you guys. And, being a leader out on the court is something you're going to be leaning in on him a little bit for this year.
Yeah. So, I mean, Richard last year, it didn't go as well as, probably he wanted individually and same for us. But if some of it had to do with just health, and just the team just not really finding his groove. But it's the reason Richard came here. It's the reason he was at Dayton. He's a very, very skilled and talented player. And I think the biggest thing he brings to us is that even though he's very talented, he makes the effort to do the right thing every time, right? So when he says leading by example, he does that every day. And I talk about it to the group every day. Like he nonstop, he's consistent with screening and rolling and rebounding, like all the little things that it takes to win, he's consistent with. So I lean on him to lead by example for sure. And he has made my job easier, because of that.
No doubt about it. But you've got some other guys that are going to contribute in some big ways, some veterans coming back, but also some new players to the program that you're going to have to, they're going to have to fill some pretty big shoes.
Yeah, for sure. We got Trey, he was in NAIA last year, was an second team all conference player. And I expect him to come in here and try to, fill up the scoreboard for us as well as he did last year at Central Methodist. And also lead. He understands what it takes to, win in the NAIA because he was here last year. And then we got Vegas Evans, who he's coming over from Canada. He's a big wing, but he can also score and shoot. And he's just kind of learning our style of play and understanding, I need these guys, Richard and Caden are returning guys to just kind of let these guys know and understand how tough this conference is. So we also got a couple of other guys. Montez Young, he was on our roster last year, but he only played the first 4 games. So I expect a monster season out of him. He understands also what it takes to win in this conference. Khalil Turner, he's coming over. He was a Division I transfer, was a starter, on the Division I program. And I expect him to come in and have an impact immediately right away. He's a guy that, he can be really, really good for us, but he's still kind of trying to learn, what it takes, what it takes to be successful here and what it takes to be successful in the Sooner Athletic Conference isn't the same that it took, where he was at before previously. So we have a handful of guys that's coming in that I expect to, just have much more production and help us out. This, like you said, this conference, it'll keep you up at night.
We're going to get into that here in a few minutes. So just hold those thoughts about the conference and all that.
Yeah.
But the style of play that Texas Wesleyan is accustomed to, big and physical underneath, can get rebounds, but you also have had great guards. So the system that you're getting these guys into, are we going to see a lot of the same stuff that we've seen with Texas Wesleyan, or kind of going to tweak a few things throughout the year? And I'm not asking for the government secrets either.
Yeah. So one thing Coach Singleton used to always say is he's not recreating basketball. And the same for me. I'm not recreating basketball, but I am going to tweak some things. Our defensive philosophy and scheme is going to be a little different. Our offense is going to be a little similar, but there's going to be a lot of tweaks to that also. And that's all I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, that's no problem. But Rich,
new head coach, I'll let these guys figure it out.
Hey, I remember
you gotta have something to have a 1-up in this conference. Because
Hey, it's
man,
called
like you
having
said,
that ace in the hole that you got to hang on to every now and then
yeah,
and then
yeah,
pull it
yeah.
out. So, but Richard, talk about the system and how you're going to be able to flourish. In what coach is putting in, and I know you can do a lot of great things on the basketball court. So, how is this fitting into your play and also getting guys involved throughout the game?
Like Coach said, I'm not really a selfish player. I literally play in the role of the game, and we have some great guards who can score. Coach gets on to me sometimes about demanding the ball in there, but like from last year, I feel like our guards wasn't as aggressive. They were just looking inside for me and Chris, and I like that this year they're also looking for their own thing, but they know when it's time to give the ball inside, call us pick and roll, something like that. So I'm really excited for this year.
And Coach, your non-conference schedule, and once again, we know four non-cons is not the best thing in the world, but you've got some great teams in your non-conference schedule. When you talk about Arlington Baptist, you talk about Dallas Christian, Oklahoma Wesleyan, and then Texas A&M, Texarkana. That's a pretty good schedule to get you ready for Sooner play.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And you talk about, Texas A&M, Texarkana. That's a team that just always played a style of play of just full court, 40 minutes press, shoot a ton of threes, just something different, that we're going to have to try to prepare for. And then you go to Oklahoma Wesleyan, who is a top 5 program every year.
Yeah.
These guys win 30 games every year. So there's no better way to prepare for the SEC than to play in a team that knows how to win. So that you learn from that game, win or loss, you're going to learn exactly what you need to do to win a game in the Sooner Athletic Conference. Because those guys, that team, I mean, again, top 5 every year, 30 wins, 5, 6, 7, I don't know, probably 10 years in a row, So it's just, it'll be good preparation for the Sooner Athletic Conference for sure.
And then, guys, we know the Sooner. In my mind, in our minds, we feel that we are the best basketball conference in the NAIA, bar
Yep.
none, hands down. And I think this year we're deeper than we've been in. And every
Yeah.
Thursday and Saturday in the Sooner, it's going to be a rock fight between two fantastic
Absolutely.
teams.
Absolutely. And, people describe it as, how the Big 12 of the NAIA, every game is like a Sweet 16 game. You can win it or you can lose it. Like there's no, gimmicks. You're just not going to show up and win a game. Like you have to take a game in this conference. There's no cupcakes. Even if the team is 12 or 11th or 10th, it's not because they're not good. It's just because the conference is so hard. So if you don't show up on a Thursday, you always got a chance to correct it on a Saturday. But when you lose that Thursday, Saturday game, it's really, really hard to bounce back from because it's just so hard to win in this conference, top to bottom.
And Richard, the Sooners got some unbelievable basketball players, some of the best basketball players in the country, and you've had a chance to kind of see that. You're one of those guys as well. How cool is it that you get to compete against some of the top talent in the NAI, not only in the nation, but in the Sooner?
It's amazing. It actually hit me by surprise last year, coming down from D1. It was just seeing the talent out here. It was just fun to get out there and just play. And just all the big men we have, guys at MacU, guys at Sagru. It was amazing.
And not just the players, it's some amazing coaches.
Yes.
There's talent in here, but it's amazing coaches, big time coaches in this conference.
And the community down there. I know I've seen the videos out of watching games down at Sid Richardson Center. I'm excited I'm going to be able to get down there to finally see the facility for the volleyball championship. But, Richard, just the community involvement and the great crowds that you guys get. It's got to be a lot of fun to play in that environment.
But most definitely. Just having people to support you and just playing for them is great. It's a great feeling.
And Coach, being able to coach in that now, and I know you've had a chance to get to meet a lot of people in the community and all that stuff. You've got to be excited to bring your brand of basketball to Texas Wesleyan and the Sid Richardson Center this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been building a lot of relationships on campus, just trying to get more and more people to support our program. But just as well as us, we're going to volleyball games and football games and support and helping our guys support their peers. So just trying to build that community, that camaraderie within the athletic department, so that we could continue to have that support.
Without a doubt. And it's going to be a great year for you guys. I want to thank you for taking the time to visit with me today and promote what you guys are doing. And I'm excited to see you guys get after it this year. It's going to be a lot of fun to follow the Rams.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate you having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We're down at Texas Wesleyan talking it over with their head men's basketball coach, Brian Wanamaker, and also an unbelievable student athlete in Richard Fale. And they're going to be a lot of fun to watch. When we come back, we'll have more continuing coverage of our 2024 Sooner Athletic Conference Men's Basketball Media Day.
Give it everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
The good strategy on this first series to see how they're trying to line up.
Brown at the bottom of your screen. He's going to be guarded by Hayden West for most of this game. Andrews drops back, has Brown on the out route, steps out of bounds after a gain of 8. It's going to be second Indian Cheatham. Brown in motion, going for the bottom of the top of your screen. Now it's a slot receiver. Andrews rolls out, looking, has Brown wide open in midfield. Puts on the brakes at around the 49-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 12. Move the sticks wide. Seguin in the I form. Andrews is under center on this 1st and 10 play. It's going to be a handoff, breaking across, has an open lane. Is going to be Damian Cheatham, the tight end, taking a snap at running back. Gain of 11, 1st down and 10. Man in motion now. In at quarterback is going to be Jimani Smith. It's going to be a keeper, a draw. Colleyville sniffs it out. They ain't going to get to the line to gain, folks. And a big 4th down stop by Colleyville Heritage. Total for Colleyville Heritage. Blown back. It's Weaver. Fade ball. Sideline. Oh, no! It's broken up. Just getting a hand on it is Jordan Cribb.
Lead the catch.
4th and 1 coming up here. Colleyville showing pressure. They're going to run it. They got the 1st down and more. That is going to be Kadarius Trotter, the sophomore. Gain of 3. Move the sticks. The drive continues. First pressure. Swings. He's still loose. Another juke. Gets to the 40. Makes another juke. Gets to the sideline. Pushed out of bounds again at around the 30. Let's mark that out. Let's say the 36 or 37. Back to the right as a tight end. Faking it. Looking. Here's a deep bomb down the sideline. Incomplete. In coverage again, it's Jaden Hall making a big-time play and completion. Andrews in the gun, has one back, drops back, looking, throw, it's complete. Looking to get the 1st down and more, puts his head straight through right at the 30. Think he got that one. Heck of a play by Deshaun Maribel. Plays in the gun, fakes the handoff, has got Brown, it's a screen, has a flag thrown, he gets in the end zone, another flag is thrown. This touchdown will not stand, fair to say. This one's coming back in a play. We'll let it slide this go around. 2:27 and counting. It's going to be a handoff, and Smith takes a hit. The ball pokes out. Colleyville has the football. Going back at the 40, 45, 30. Ball comes out again. It bounces out of bounds. To Weaver's left. Man in motion. Weaver steps back. Under pressure. Has the middle of the field wide open. Along the left hash. Jukes to his left. In the end zone. Touchdown, Colleyville.
Game. Sorry, I'm here to talk about this football game.
I had to get that off at some point. I apologize. 11:25 left. Andrews rolling out. It's got a man. It's caught Smith. Smith at about the original line of scrimmage. Gain of 7. It's going to be a handoff. 1st down and more on the ground. And guess who it is? Arguably the strongest runner on this Seguin roster. It's going to be Kadarius Trotter, the sophomore. Big-time game. Taking himself across his midfield, and he has space along midfield. Jukes along the left hash, gets killed at around the 28-yard line, but gets the 1st down. Gain of about 21. Move. Andrews rolls out. Jump throw. It's batted. It's tipped. Incomplete. Turnover on downs again. Colleyville shows up and throws on defense, making the tap. There's going to be a turnover. Colleyville with the momentum again. It's going to be a run. Well, the lane in a burst. It's going to be Bryce Abram on his first carry. Gain of 13. Move the sticks. To places. Here comes Mesh. Right as I say to on midfield. Maybe one more man to beat at the 40. Gets across the middle of the field to the left hash. At the 25, 20, 15, 10. Jumps to the left. Still on its feet. Bounce down.
They're flip-flopping which side of the line they're coming from, and it's causing confusion on that offensive line.
Second and long is going to be a fade ball again. Back to the end zone. He caught it. It's him. Touchdown, Seguin.
Goal range.
Can't blame him. Give your defense as much reps as possible. Andrews looking to go downtown. No, he's going to keep himself. Steps up on the 20, 15, 10, 5. Goal line. Touchdown, Seguin. No, he stepped out of bounds. 35 seconds left now. Fair to say we could possibly see a one-on-one ball. As now double coverage over to Brown at the bottom of your screen. It's going to be a toss instead. End zone. Easy lane for Kadarius Trotter for 6 more. Colleyville Heritage will return. Going the other way with it is going to be the devious number 4. Breaks to the 50-yard line. Cross midfield into Seguin territory. Flag is thrown late. So this is going to be interesting. Quick shift in formation now. Operating from the left hash. It's going to be a handoff. Seguin sending pressure, but it's too much pressure. Breaking to the outside and looking for open space. Inside of the 5 is Wiley. Still pushing at the 5-yard line. First and goal. Colleyville. A similar break of the huddle that we saw when they ran it on 4th and 1. Handoff to Wiley. Wiley in. Touchdown, Colleyville. Looks like it's going to be a sweep scoop for the run game now as Wiley bounced to the outside. Gain of 11. Pushed out of bounds by a host of Cougars. It's going to be on the dual tackle, Jacob Bly as well as Cargill Brown. 3rd and 7 coming up here. Rolling out. Looking. Throw. It's caught in a flat. Complete. Move the chains. First down, Colleyville. As Hodge was recovering after getting a hit in the no-no zone earlier in the previous play. Handoff to Wiley. Wiley with a lane up the middle. Along the left hash. Knocks on the door of the 30. Ball comes out, but he's already down. Here's 2nd and 9. Weaver dropping back. Looking's got a man along the numbers at the 20. Pushing through into the Seguin red zone. Gain of 13 is going to move the sticks again.
The adjustments are very much in Colleyville Heritage's favor right now.
It's going to be a handoff. Right along the numbers. Open field. Dives. End zone. Drive of the game. Let's see what the Panthers have in store. Man in motion. Weaver in the gun. Fakes a handoff. Rolls out to his right. Half space. Throws. One-on-one coverage. Incomplete. Flag is thrown. The football last. But it all depends on this drive here. Handoff again. It's going to be to Abram. No S. But he does have 15 yards and a ton of an S, but Abrams moving like an Abrams tank tonight in the backfield. 240 and counting. First down and 10 after the 15-yard rush. They get it to the tank again. Jumps through. Gets about 4 yards. Screen. Abram the back. Misdirection to him. Breaks the first tackle. Flag is thrown. And yep. You are signaling face mask, Mr. Arnold, and it's hard to disagree with you. Back onto the field. Yes, it is. Seems to be all right. Ready to try to punch this thing in. Weaver steps up. Jump throw. Back of the end zone. Turf Monster. Got him incomplete. If there's any offense that I wouldn't put it past Zach, it would be this offense. Weaver. Throw. Back in the end zone. Incomplete. To the center in the eye. Brown. Trotter out wide. Jukes. Gives a great block. Throws on the run into the flat edge. Caught. And he's got the foot down. At least Romar.
They've gone almost the length of the football in penalty yards tonight.
Man. 26 seconds left. Low snap to Andrews. Andrews throws complete to Mesh, but Mesh is crushed at the line of scrimmage. Let's what Cone be. Man in motion is the tight end Blake Wendler. Weaver dropping back. It's got a man. Middle. Did he catch it? Yes, he did. So far, this Colleyville offense has been pretty clean. Like they just came out of the cleaners. 9:18 left to go. Weaver drops back. Already has a big play. It's going to be tipped and almost thought it was going to be picked off. 9:13 left. 3rd and 9 after the incompletion. Colleyville on the Seguin 24. Fakes the handoff. Looking. Tackle. Down he goes. Out wide, drops back. Looking to go deep, steps up, has a lane. He's going to take it himself. Jukes to the right, now to the left. Manziel style at the 35, 40, 45. Knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Big time gain on the 20th of September. It's going to be a run. Open is Abram. Abram rolls at the 30. First down. No, the Markham short.
It goes from 2nd and 18 to 3rd and a B. It's going to be down to fundamentals.
It's going to be trench warfare. Handoff. Punches through. Did he get there?
No.
No, he's short a yard. Gets to the 45, has a block out around midfield. Bounce out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. It will move the chains. Gain of 15. Again, Andrews does it with his legs, and more importantly, Zach stops the clock at 5:08.
Yeah, and that's a good scramble secondary so far tonight. Haven't given Andrews very many lanes, so he has to make it happen with his feet.
Colleyville showing they're bringing heat. They get it to Brown, and he gets out of bounds. Gain of 10 along the flat again. As well, Preston Randall, the receivers. Andrews blitzed, followed up. He's still loose. Throw, it's complete. Steps out of bounds.
How did he do that?
On that pass complete to Mesh. Andrews dropping back, throw across the middle. It's caught. And immediately getting drilled after catching it as Smith. Smith, however, will stop the clock momentarily to move the. Still counting though. Andrews has Smith as his back. Smith in the block. Andrews steps up, lines up, gets brought down. Loss of 5. You are. Expect them to try to go deep here, and they just may with Andrews. Andrews looking, winds up, lays it up there. Did he catch it? Is it picked? I think Colleyville might have picked it off. Ow. After the incompletion, 3rd and long. Andrews, it's got to get rid of it. He does it. TFL Demarius practice. It's working perfectly. Empty backfield for Andrews. Colleyville got to send heat. Sets back. Andrews ain't getting out of this one. Knocked out at the 45. Turnover on downs. 2:55 left. And probably anyone watching utterly speechless. Our final at Wildman, Colleyville 24, Seguin 14. Third quarter set to begin from Callum Stadium. All Saints with the advantage coming out of the break of the Rose City Holy War, up over Gorman 14-0. Jared Jones, happy to be with you here for this presentation of high school football on the Antler Sports Network, brought to you by Marco's Pizza, official slice of the Antler Sports Network. Looking over some of the East Texas scores, multiple games across the area at the break. Let's go by classification before kickoff. Starting in 6A, Longview up over Legacy 10-0 in the second. Multiple games in 5A at the half. Tyler High down to Burleson Centennial at home, 21-17. Lufkin up over Baytown Sterling, 33-7 at the half. Nacogdoches and White House, close game there in the second, 14-10. Marshall up on Jacksonville, 14-0 at the half. Moving down to the 4A, briefly over 4A. Center over Buller, 21-7 in the second. Maybank getting blanked by Tyler Chapel Hill in the second, 24-0. Carthage still up, 14-0 over Athens. Kilgore up big in the second quarter over Lindale, 21-7. We are set to begin half number 2. Gorman won the opening toss, elected to defer to the second half, as Hadnot is ready to boot things away. Back judge Henry Pace trotting across the sideline, is trotting to the opposite sideline as we get ready for half number 2. Back to deep to receive is going to be Lozano and Vanderhorst. Hadnot's kick is a line drive roller, and it goes out of bounds. That legal procedure will add a couple of more yards to the opening drive of the second half for Gorman on offense. So it'll be 1st and 10 for an offense who's known for his passing attack, but that's been pretty limited so far tonight. At least in this first half. Of course, the second half, if it's anything like the first two quarters that we've seen, full of surprises. Looks like they're going to just re-kick it here. So we will not have a play from scrimmage just yet. As Hadnot gets to tee once more.
We'd like to have all the students off the track, please. No students on the track, please.
So instead of kicking off from the 40, Hadnot will have to kick from his own 35. Again, Lozano and Vanderhorst once more back deep to receive. Coach Ed Burns barking from the sideline and making adjustments. Now check that. That's, funnily enough, the girls basketball head coach Bernard Anderson will be broadcasting his tournament a couple of feet away from us here in CMA Gymnasium, the Macy Shinnever Memorial Tournament. Hadnot's kick is once again a line drive right into the hands of Manuel Lozano as he gets up past midfield and into Trojan territory. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. It was a line drive kick from Hadnot, pretty much no air under it. Right into the hand, caught at the 30. A 22-yard return for Lozano will make it 1st and 10 for the Crusaders. As seems to be tradition on the Antler Sports Network this year, this game for both offenses, with 11:54 left, has been a game of field position. Surratt in the gun, high snap, bobbles it, almost botched the handoff, but eventually does get it to Vanderhorst, who pushes through for a gain of 3. That'll make it 2nd and 7. It was a high snap. Surratt was able to haul it in and get the handoff. Vanderhorst was able to time it with his quarterback, his battery mate. And that gain of 3 will make it 2nd down and 7 to go. Ball smack dab at the 45-yard line. High snap once more. Vanderhorst the handoff again. This time it's going to be blown up immediately. Loss of 2. Vanderhorst was able to break one block, or break one tackle, but wasn't able to break another. And that 3-yard gain that he got previously, immediately snatched away by the Hernandez tackle. Hernandez, 5th tackle of the game tonight. Now 3rd and long. Backs against the wall here. Just hanging on to Trojans territory. Shotgun snap. Surratt looking deep. It's got a man. It is bobbled and incomplete. Great coverage by Tate Scully. And that was going to be 4th and 10. Surratt tried to go deep with trips at the top of your screen. It was one-on-one. Manuel Lozano, the intended target, didn't have the best chance to haul that one in. Would have been a tough grab. But it looks like it might be punting time as Lozano will be punting things away. Great snap. Line drive. Kick could take a gnarly bounce, and it does. And immediately goes dead in the McCollum grass. They touch it. All Saints touched it. It's going to be Gorman football. Let's take another look here. As Lozano's kick goes up. Something we've already seen in college. Carter was pushing one of the All Saints Trojans back onto the football. And they fall back on it. It was Cody Carter on the recovery. As now the headline judge, Jeff Peterson, speaking with the head coach Ed Burns, he wants an explanation just as much as we all do. Let's take a look at the kick again to try to make some sense of this thing. It was a line drive kick by Lozano. Took one bounce and immediately went dead into the grass. Carter tried to push one of the Trojans into it. It works. He falls back on it. And it will be Trojans football. Well, it will be Crusaders football. The three officials.
Looks like all Saints will retain possession. First and 10. About the 15-yard line.
Well, no, maybe not. No, it's going to be all Saints ball. Okay. All right. That makes a lot more sense than what was initially thought. Handoff is going to be right down Main Street looking for spaces. Mink gets the first down and more. Gain of 14 will move the sticks.
Number 10. Mink. Pretty good carry, though, up near the 30-yard line.
Mink has pretty much been a bell cow in the backfield for all Saints so far tonight. Continue here with another big run. That gain of 13 puts it on the 29-yard line. First and 10 with 9:53 left to go in the third quarter. And what was a raucous Crusader crowd in the early going of the first has slowly but surely began to fade. Rolling out. Looking. It's Miser. He's going to call his own number. Double teamed. Breaks one tackle, but eventually gets pushed out of bounds. Flag is thrown. Miser was pressured. Was flushed out of the pocket, went to his right along the numbers. Tackled by a combination of both Robert Lozano and Manuel Lozano. As we see that penalty flag thrown at the end of the play. Late hit penalty called against Gorman. So it will be first and 10 and then some. Now Coach Ed Burns pleading with the line judge Bart Bradley.
First and 10.
But sadly, I don't think that play is going to, well, that result of the play is going to change. Coach Burns absolutely boiling on the sideline now as the Trojans get a fresh set of downs on first and 10. After the keeper from Miser, it's going to be a handoff to Mink. Flag is thrown to the region of holding. Gorman pushes him back after a gain of 4.
Taken down by number 55.
On the tackle is going to be Amari Alford for Gorman. Holding penalty is indeed called against the Trojans.
Offsides against the offense. Get 5-yard mark off. Holding call against the offense. 10-yard mark off. Still first down.
So now it will be first and 20 after the hold. Clock will roll. With 8:50 now. After the TFL and penalty, Gorman's defense looking to slow things down, recalibrate and recoup. Manuel Lozano notably now at safety. We heard of the pregame coach Ed Burns sing his praises about how versatile he is. Now look at him. Handoff to Mink again. Mink has the left side of the field. Jukes gets to midfield and doesn't get farther than that. Gain of 7 is going to make it second and 13.
49-yard line.
Almost into Crusader territory. So take another look at a couple of plays ago. With Miser rolling out and getting hit late. According to the official, broke one tackle. They brought him down. Officials thought it was egregious contact, resulting in the hanky flying out once more. 7:45 and counting left. After the Mink run, Miser in the gun. Looking. Quick strike. It's caught. Caught in traffic. Flag is thrown again. No, they're going to name it. They're going to mark it incomplete. And the Trojan slow to get up. That was Mink, the intended target, who was slow to get up. As some of his teammates surround him. And as he gets treated to, we'll give our sponsors a chance at a message during this injury timeout.
All Saints.
So they're on 11 of the Stallions. New quarterback now for the second series. Corkalanian, Jesper by first name, 6'2", 190-pound junior.
Got
And
pissed off! Injury timeout concludes. The down Trojan seems to be Sawyer Busk, at least from our angle. A ginger limp, thankfully somewhat under his own power. He'll take a seat and be checked out by the All Saints training staff. Hopefully he's okay. He's been a big part of this All Saints offense tonight. I'm sure the Trojan coaching staff would hate to have someone like someone of Busk's caliber on the mend. So after the penalty and the loss of yardage, the result will be 2nd and 28 to go. Shotgun snap. It's a draw play. Well, it is Miser. Flag is thrown again. Miser takes a couple tackles and gets brought down.
5 or 6 yards.
As we noted earlier, flag has been thrown. It looks like it might be against the Trojans, and it is. Holding penalty called against All Saints.
Against All Saints.
That'll push them back 10 more. Now note a little bit of a record book check. The Ambler Sports Network record for longest distance to go for a first down is 40.
2nd down.
After the penalty, now 2nd and 38. Maybe time to take one deep shot down the field to maybe set up a much easier punt, barring they don't get the 38 yards needed to extend the drive. Hadnot in motion. Shovel pass to him. Suttercept shoots to the left, barrels through, and isn't going to get much farther. Tackle is going to be made by the Crusaders' captain, Curtis Barlow, the 6'3", 225 junior linebacker.
Hadnot, the ball carrier. Taken down by Barlow.
Pick up of 5 yards. Will make it 2nd and 33. 3rd and 33. Possible passing situation, or again, maybe try to set up an easier punt. 6:23 and counting left to go. 9 seconds to get the snap off. The Trojans wasting every second of clock they can. Up 14-0. Miser has room. He's going to keep it. Gets to the second level. Has a lane. Has a block from Hadnot. Tries to truck him in. Just going to be short.
Miser on a nice
But after a great effort, gain of around 30. Almost got back exactly what he needed. We take another look here. Great pocket presence. Steps up. Takes his block. Great upfield block by Hadnot to pin down initially. So a solid gain. Now 4th and 13 coming up with 6:03 left 4th and 13 a lot easier than 4th and 33. Don't need to be a mathematician to assume that. As now Hatnot steps back. Looks like he is going to put this thing away, and it's blocked. It's batted down. Ball is loose. Hatnot still has it. Shovels it backwards. It's almost hauled in by Tux Allen. Hauls it. Wow. We see them set up for the punt as Hatnot trots back. It's going to be blocked by Robert Lozano. Hatnot in danger, tried to toss it back to Chucks Awa, the junior. So what could have been a punt to try to pin the Crusaders back in their own territory now turns into 1st and 10 for Gorman with 5:52 left on the All Saints 38. Field position, field position, field position, ladies and gentlemen. Surratt puts a man in motion. Now with a 4 wide, 2 slots. Drops back. Pressure. Spins. Brought down. Multiple Trojans on the hit. Sam Walters as well as Jackson Daniels.
Sack back about the 50-yard line.
For the 4th sack of the night for the Trojan defense.
48-yard line.
So now the Crusaders face their own predicament in terms of yardage. Loss of 10 is going to make it 2nd and 20. 5:15 and counting left. Checking in is going to be George Krog. Krog in at quarterback. Is the leader in passing, averaging 116 yards a game, 43% completion percentage, has 11 touchdowns on the year. Krog drops back. The hefty lefty throws, almost picked off. Hatnot was just a couple of seconds away from breaking on it and coming up with a pick.
For number 5, Lozano.
And Krog's first play in exchange for Surratt. Almost could have been danger. As Surratt is standing with his helmet off at the Gorman bench, don't think he's hurt, just getting a bit of a breather as he's getting pressure pretty much all evening long with a 4:54 left to go. 3rd and 20 after the incompletion. Hatnot just mere seconds away from coming up with a pick. For out wide for Gorman, notably Lozano in the slot. Jack Cohen at the bottom of your screen. Krog rolls out to his left, has a lane, winds up, gets spun, still up, throws, incomplete, out of bounds. Flag is thrown. Couple of players battling it out in front of the Gorman sideline, Krog included. As now both teams separate. Temper slowly but surely flaring once again. There's now all officials going over. It's Bart Bradley, Jeff Peterson, Joseph Parton, as well as the white hat Jeff Baker. Now it's just both Baker and Bradley talking it over. Now we'll see what Baker has for us here. Coach Ed Burns not happy. Not happy
That'll bring up 4th down.
in the slightest. Offsetting penalties will make it 4th down and 20. Obvious punting situation here is Lozano ready to boot things away. Tate Scully back deep to receive for All Saints. They led to center the football with 4:43 left. Lozano with a great opportunity to try to pin the Trojans back deep. High snap goes over Lozano's head. It rolls, turns around, looking, running kick, gets it off. Flag is thrown in around the 40. Takes a pretty solid Gorman roll. Taking another look at the snap as we await the penalty here.
Down to about the 22-yard line.
Snap goes over the head of the punter.
Trojans will take over 1st and 10.
Lozano, great field awareness, able to still get the kick off. Sideline warning assessed to the Trojans. So All Saints will still get it 1st and 10.
We did have a sideline warning against All Saints.
The first sideline warning we've seen against the Trojans tonight. With 4.5 left to go in the third. I warned you guys, in the first half, we've seen a lot of wackiness, so we could probably expect some more. We've already seen it. And it's fair to say, folks, we can still probably expect more. Beautiful night for high school football. Finally feels like fall. Sitting at around 63 degrees. Expected to get cooler as the night goes on. Lows in the upper 40s. Miser still in at QB. Under center with 2 backs in the I form. It's going to be a handoff. Stiff arm, and it's still going to be brought down on the carry from Mangett. Tackle made by Gorman once more.
Cody Carter with a nice tackle.
Carter on the hit. We take another look here.
About 4 or 5 yards. Brings up 2nd down.
Over on ASN2 tomorrow afternoon, myself and Jimmy the St. Christopher will have another rivalry. It's a Highway 287 rivalry between the Rams of Texas Wesleyan and the Lions, no longer Sagu, of Nelson. Kickoff from Crowley at 4 p.m. Central on ASN2 and ASN Radio. Pregame at 3:30. Man in motion. It's going to be a keeper. Faking the handoff to Hatnot and a suplex slam. Brought down at the 25. Tackle of the night goes to Manuel Lozano. Coach Burns called him the Swiss Army knife, the most versatile guy on the field. And fair to say, I think he might have just got a spot on the wrestling team. TFL is going to make it 3rd and 5 to go. Miser back under center again. Fakes a handoff. Looks like it would have been a design handoff, but it's blown up. Throw, fall away, incomplete. Pass intended for Scully. Looking for a possible penalty. I don't see one. Yep, there is a flag. Far cross on the left hash near the 35. As we get the call from Jeff Baker.
Legal man downfield, decline.
Legal man downfield. And now, since it is declined, it will bring up 4th down and 5 to go. Punt time for the Trojans. As John Tompkins, he trots back onto the field. Tompkins, a 5'11", 150-pound freshman, getting some valuable minutes here in this game. Gorman looking to send extra pressure. Lozano, the lone man, back deep. They've already blocked 1 punt. Can they make it 2? No. Hatnot, a great kick. Takes a great All Saints roll. Inside of the 20, still going. Inside of the 15, it gets brought down at the 12.
Great punt goes down inside the 15-yard line.
Emerson Hatnot, have yourself a day. Shaking back from getting his punt blocked the last time they went 4 and out. Now pinning the Crusaders deep within their own territory. Inside of the 20, no less. Gorman will come back onto the field, still looking for their first score of the game with 2:39 left to go in the third quarter. After this, they'll have a date on the road on the 25th of this month against the Chargers of Shelton High. In terms of district standings and in this district, Dallas Christian and Dallas Covenant, as well as Shelton, the only 3 undefeated teams. We'll try to get scores from them in the postgame, all sitting at 1-0. And the other 3 in the district, All Saints, McKinney Christian, and Gorman, all at 0-1. Hand off to Vanderhorst. Vanderhorst with the stiff arm, still has room. Stiff arm to another guy. Out of bounds at around the 20. Will the 30 make that?
Vanderhorst with a nice carry off the left side.
Vanderhorst, 2 stiff arms, 2-for-1 special. Move the sticks 1st and 10. Stiff arms, one man stiff arms another, but Not before he steps out of bounds. Touchdown saving push. Well, the had it seemed like that, fair to say, probably would have went in the end zone for 6. With 2.5 left frozen, we're at 1st and 10. Hand off to Vanderhorst again, but not this time. It's blown up immediately by Peyton Hernandez. Hernandez, that's TFL number 4 for him on the day.
Running back taken down by Daniels. Loss of a couple.
Loss of 4 is going to make it 2nd down and 14. And it looks like we have a timeout. Yep, Coach Ed Burns and company wants to talk things over. It's pretty much been a breakneck third quarter since coming out of the break. Gorman Sioux looking for their first points, out 14-0. Rose City Holy War continues after this on the Antler Sports Network. Still 14-0. We haven't had a score since earlier on in this one. 2:04 left to go in the third. Gorman threatening after forcing a 4-and-out, but an Emerson had not punt. Pinned them where they are. But before we went to break, it was a quick little beast quake from number 6, Lincoln Vanderhorst, the 5'8", 150-pound junior, with a barreling run, stiff-arming 2 Trojan defenders on a nice gain. The very next play, there was another TFL from All Saints, Peyton Hernandez. And that brings up this loss, 2nd and 13, coming up for the Crusaders. Notably in a quarterback still is George Krog. Vanderhorst on the bench. Krog drops back, steps up, gets out of the pocket clean. No flags thrown for now. Gets blocks upfield, has another block. Still has room at the 40, 30, 25, 20. Pushed out at the 10. Krog comes in, steps up clean, has a whistle in the pocket, has great blocks upfield, and now deep into the red zone at the 9-yard line. 1st and goal coming up for Gorman.
Ball about the 9-10 yard line.
As now just a handful of yards away from the first touchdown of the game. Handoff from Krog to Vanderhorst. Loses a yard. 2nd and goal coming up.
Vanderhorst ball carrier taken down by number 60, Daniels.
So now,
No gain.
after the big run from Krog, and that last run from Vanderhorst, who has 3 touchdowns, averaging 68 yards a game on the ground, leading all active rushers for the Crusaders. You have to wonder what tricks Coach Ed Burns and his offensive coaching staff have up their sleeve. We've already seen a halfback throw, I form. Krog rolls out. He's got a man, throw to the flat. It's caught for Phillips. End zone, just short, down at the 1.
Pass complete to Phillips. Down inside the
Phillips
5.
on the catch. It's going to be a gain of about 9.5.
3rd down.
3rd and goal, pretty much from the half-yard line, as close as you can get. Quick stoppage of play here. Third and goal from the 1 coming up. 56 seconds left. The Crusader push is Good. Touchdown, Gorman. It took a moment. It took a while. But the Crusaders break the deadlock with 51 seconds left to go in the third. Manuel Lozano on the half-yard touchdown run. So we await the PAT. And now to boot it through is Jack Cohen. The 5'11", 155 junior to bring this to a one-score game. Gorman with one more quick substitution. With 9 seconds to get the snap off. Joel to the hands. The kick is up. And good. Gorman finally gets on the board. Much to the happiness of the Crusader fans. We take another look at the Crusader push as now we got ourselves a ball game. It's 7-14 as Gorman finally gets on the board. The Rose City Holy War continues after this.
Everything. At Pelche Key and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
Crusader fans, the drought is over. As Gorman gets on the board, it's 14-7 our score, still down one possession. But now you have to feel that Gorman now has a good chunk of the momentum. Only time will tell. 51 seconds left in this third period as Cohen steps back onto the field to kick things off. Had not, bat deep to receive for All Saints. Line drive kick straight to the left and out of bounds at around the 20. So now this 1st and 10 for Gorman is going to be a tad bit easier. First down for All Saints is going to be a tad bit easier, mind you. The Crusaders have 2 timeouts. The Trojans, all 3 of theirs. Time of possession has easily been controlled by the Trojans thanks to their consistent run game, as well as multiple penalties from both teams. The Crusaders getting into the end zone thanks to a quick shot to the heart and a quick boost from quarterback George Krog. Came in on the previous series, well, the series before last, and now responsible for getting the Crusaders on the board. Trojans will take over 1st and 10 from the 30, their own 30. Quick throw to the outside, intended for Scully. He's behind the line of scrimmage, incomplete. Make it 2nd and 10.
Pass incomplete. Bring up 2nd down.
We've seen the Trojans try to go to that bubble screen before. As Miser gets the play call from the sideline. Coach Kyle Freeman in his first year at the helm at All Saints. Former head coach at Ozona High School. Took a program that entered the postseason in 23 years. They're for the first time in a very long time. His Trojans this year, overall record of 3-23 against Smith County opponents since 2006. Hard toss. Hauled in by Mink. Mink gets about a gain of 1 and he's stuffed. 3rd and 9 coming up for the Trojans. Maybe 3rd and 9. Wait to see the official spot to see if they really give him a full yard. And they do. They do give him 1 yard and 1 yard only. With 19 seconds left, this might be the final play of the quarter. Maybe so. 13 seconds. 11, 10, 9. Yep. Fair money is going to say that will be the final play of the third quarter. No, they're going to try to get one more play off. 2 seconds, 1 second. They're not going to get off in time. Nope. And that will be the end of the third. We have a new score. It is 14-7. However, the Crusaders, 12 minutes to make something happen. Final 12 minutes after this on the Antler Sports Network.
Give it everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
Oh, when my Marco's craving hits, it really hits. And with unlimited medium one-topping pizzas for $6.99 each, I can cover tonight's cravings and tomorrow's. Nice. Marco's. Pizza lovers, get it. Feast your eyes on Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico. Fresh dough made daily, topped with our signature sauce. 3 real cheeses, classic pepperoni, plus crispy cupped Old World pepperoni. Pure pepperoni perfection for just $9.99, but for a limited time only.
Fourth quarter set to begin here from McCallum Stadium. Gorman down, but not out. 14-0. The Trojans with the advantage. For the break, 3rd and 9. That remains. Fresh 12 minutes on the clock. Scully in motion. Goes out to the slot. It's going to be a handoff to Hadnot. Hadnot gets a solid gain of around 4, but that ain't going to be enough. It'll be 4th down. And about 4 or 5 to go in decision time. Coming up here, and it looks like the punting unit will trot back onto the field for All Saints. A big stop here for the Gorman defense as Lozano's back deep to receive. Had not had a heck of a punt, his last punt back in the third quarter, that pinned the Crusaders inside of their own 15, but Gorman ended up scoring anyway. There's a high arcing punt, plenty of spin, bounces straight up. Goes back a couple of more yards. It'll be down around the 38-yard line. Let's mark it. 1st and 10, Gorman with a chance to tie this thing up.
Down across the 40 to about the 37-yard line.
We've passed 45 seconds in this third quarter. Trojans notably give the football back. Looking to see who's in at quarterback. Krog will trot back out with athletic tape on the back of both arms. The left-hander gets the play call from Coach Burns and company. Goes into the huddle. The huddle breaks. Argue with us. Well, honestly, it is the most important drive for the Crusaders tonight. Here's 1st and 10. Hand off to Vanderhorst. Titsar's on the man. Ball comes out, but Gorman falls on it.
Vanderhorst fumbles there.
On the recovery by, it's going to be by Curtis Barlow, possibly saving the game.
3 yards. He's up 2nd down.
As Vanderhorst tries to stiff arm a defender, but got stripped. The Crusaders keep possession. And also get a couple yards out of it. Gain of 4 is going to make it 2nd and 6. Crowd goes under center. 3 out wide and 1 in the slot. Play action fake. Throw. It's 1-on-1. Almost caught. Intended for David Phillips. It was a great play action fake by Krog, and Phillips had his man back deep. Ironically, in coverage, Cole Phillips, the defensive back, David Phillips, the intended target. Check that, takes Scully in coverage. So no Phillips on Phillips crime there, at least for now. Then incompletion will now make it 3rd and 6. A big 3rd down coming up. Same formation. Play action fake again. They're going to go back to the well. 1-on-1 ball. Lozano caught. Hauls it in. Reaches forward. Down at the 25-yard line. Exact same formation, exact same play of the play action fake, opposite result. Gain of 32, moves the sticks, 1st and 10 Crusaders. Croggett's coming to this game at quarterback, and now this offense looks like a completely different machine. Same formation again. This time they hand it out to Vanderhorst. Vanderhorst jukes to the right, gets to the 20. Solid gain of around 5 and change. Will make it 2nd down and medium.
Taking down my number 10, Mink.
The Crusaders wasting no time getting back to the line. Handoff is going to go nowhere. Better yet, that's going to be a loss of 2 to Vanderhorst. Tackle's going to be made by John Tompkins.
Flag on the play.
Penalty is called. And as they mark the penalty, let's take another look at the play that got us here. That home run ball from Krog to Lozano. We've been waiting on the big play all night long. We finally got it here.
Looks like that'll be a 5-yard mark off.
Illegal procedure penalty called against the Trojans. That's the clock will roll with knocking on the door, 9.5 left to go. So instead of 2nd and 5, it'll be 2nd and 10. Gorman looking to tie it up. They haven't led all game long. Throw from Krog across the middle is incomplete, intended for David Phillips again. So now 3rd down and 10 after the incompletion. A flag is down. 2 flags are down. And Caleb Hill, the 6'3", 215 junior, tries to the sideline with his helmet off.
Looks like there's a flag on the play.
As we get the call from referee Jeff Baker. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Penalty called against the Trojans.
Against all Saints.
That'll move the sticks. As that will make it 1st down for Gorman. A penalty that could prove costly. Ball will mark it to the 12, half the distance. The Crusaders need to get to the 3 to get a fresh set of downs. Check, they need to get to the 2. Hand out to Vanderhorst. Flag is thrown. Vanderhorst jukes left, jukes right, spins through. Again, a penalty thrown by the line judge, Bart Bradley, on the close side sideline to us here.
Daniels.
Three straight penalties in a row. When an illegal procedure. Then unsportsmanlike conduct. Offsides called against the Trojans. That 5-yard penalty will now make it 1st and 5. Double back set. 3 out wide, 1 slot. Clap of the hands from Krog. Hand out to Vanderhorst, and a flag is thrown yet again. That's 4 in a row. False start penalty called.
Procedure against the Crusaders. Put it back to where they started.
So that'll put him back to the original line of scrimmage, 1st and 10. If you bet the over on penalties in this game or penalty yardage in this game, you're a pretty happy camper. 9 minutes and counting. Krog gets the call from the sideline to join his huddle. With a chance to tie it for the first time since we were at 0-0. All Saints at one point, for a majority of this game, up 14. Now looking to prevent things from being knotted up at 14 apiece. Vanderhorst on the run. Spins through, gets brought down. Gain of 3.
Vanderhorst carries up the middle. for a couple.
That makes it 2nd and 7. We finally had a play from scrimmage off a flag. So the flag streak is now over as we cross 8.5. Lozano on the sideline, notably for Gorman. Same formation, similar formation, still 3 out wide, but this time a tight end and a single back. It's going to be a keeper. Krog looking, sidearm throw. Almost into the end zone, but it will be good for a first down. Gain of 7.
Pass to Barlow. Down inside the 5.
Barlow on the grab will move the sticks. Krog extending the play, being patient, flush out of the pocket, sidearm throw. As Gorman tries to push through, flag is thrown though. Penalty is called. Penalty called against the Crusaders. Trying to get a beat on things. Instead of 3rd and 2, they mark that last throw short. So the clock will roll. It's going to be 3rd and 7.
Mark off against the Crusaders.
Instead of 1st and goal.
Illegal procedure.
Illegal procedure called against the Crusaders, so they will not get that last catch from Barlow. As the crew will try it again. Same formation once more. It's a keeper. Krog rolls out. Wrestled down at the 15. Sam Walters, the 6', 175 junior. Listed as an offensive specialist and makes a big defensive play there. As it seems like the Crusaders will take a timeout. And as they do, we'll take it with them. Back in 30 seconds. Crew threatening, still down 1 score with 7 minutes left to go in the 4th. Gorman still down, however, not the All Saints Trojans, not out of the woods yet in the Rose City Holy War. Up 1 score, 14-7 on the Crusaders. A massive tackle, a massive sack. Tackle made by Sam Walters, responsible for the huge loss. Now brings up 4th and 13 for Gorman. Arguably the biggest play of the game. Double back set, 3 out wide and 1 on the slot. That slot receiver being Cody Carter. Krog drops back. Pressure. Looking. Flushed out. Throw. Caught. Short. Crusaders fans absolutely stunned. Krog rolled out. The pass was hauled in by David Phillips, but well short of the line to gain. So the Trojans will get it back. 1st and 10. But deep within their own territory. Miser back to lead his offense back. He's under center with a 1-point advantage with 6 minutes left to go. Scully goes in motion. Instead, they hand it off to Mink. Mink is brought down well behind the line of scrimmage. Ball comes out. Ball is out. The Crusaders say they have it. I believe they do. We'll take another look to try to see where the football comes out. It does. It's picked up by Gorman.
Down at about the 6-yard line.
Trying to see who made the fumble recovery here. Looks like that's going to be number 17, Curtis Barlow. The play of the game, hands down. Now it's 1st and goal again. Gorman threatens, picking up exactly where they left off. 1st and goal from the 6. Hand out to Vanderhorst. All Saints blitzes. Vanderhorst still up, but eventually gets brought down. Tackles made by Jackson Daniels. Wow.
About the 5. Where he's taken down.
As we take another look at the fumble recovery from Barlow. The ball got stripped thanks to a great spin tackle, ironically, by Vanderhorst. He's done it all on offense tonight. And coming up with possibly the biggest defensive play of the game for either squad. 6:04 left to go in the 4th. 2nd and goal from the 5 after the 1-yard gain from Vanderhorst. After he was the one that came up with the fumble recovery. High formation now. Faking the handoff. Krog back in the end zone. Touchdown Crusaders! They tie it at 13. 14 barring the PAT. 6-yard pitch and catch. All Saints saw it on the run. Krog rolled out. Had his man wide open. It's David Phillips on the touchdown catch. With 5:52 left, Gorman goes 4 and out inside of their own 10. The very first play of the corresponding All Saints drive is fumbled. They get it back, and they score. PAT is up and good. We are all level. It's 14 all after a huge touchdown throw. 5:52 left. Krog brings his crew back on homecoming. Back after this on the Antler Sports Network.
Give it everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
This is why we play the game, folks. At one point, majority of this game, it was 14-0 All Saints. And now, with 5:52 left to go in the 4th, we're back square. As Cohen gets ready to move things off again. Cowbells loud and proud at McCallum Stadium. High arcing kick gets fielded at the 20. Going the other way with it is Calvi Courtney. Courtney gets wrestled down right at the 20, but a flag is thrown late. Tackle made by Jose Rodriguez, the 6', 160 junior. Might have been too rough of a tackle.
Taken up by number 8, Levine.
Holding penalty called against the Trojans. Much to the confusion of the All Saints faithful here.
A 10-yard mark off against All Saints for the holding.
So they'll mark it 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And that will send them even further back into Trojan territory. It's 1st and 10 for the Trojans at their own 11. They open this drive with a handoff. Immediately sandwiched, not before gaining 4.
Not by a host of Crusaders, but he picked up about 4. It'll be second down.
As now is going to be second down and about 6 to go.
Sam Walters, the ball carrier.
Walters on the run, taking another look at that Crusader touchdown just moments ago. That brought us to this point at 14-all. Now the Trojans reeling in this game. The momentum, folks, has completely shifted. 5 minutes left in this game. Handoff to Hatnot. Handout with a lane. Handout with a burst. Gets brought down at the ankles. However, gain of 7 makes it 1st and 10. The clock will stop momentarily.
Handoff ball carrier.
As Hadnot a little slow to get up, but seems to be okay. Pops back up, walking gingerly.
He did. 1st and 10, All Saints.
Nonetheless, that is enough. Gain of 7 makes it 1st and 10. Exactly what the doctor ordered. Consistent running. Not only do you wear out clock, but you need positive yardage. The Trojans in this current drive doing exactly that so far. The Trojans have it on their own 22. Run play once more. Pushing through. The pile is slowly moving back. However, still positive yardage. Another great gain.
Around the right side.
Gain of around 6. Barlow on the tackle again.
Very good pickup. Pickup about 6.
2nd and 4. Once more. The student section trying to urge their defense. A defense that was able to force a fumble on their last trip out. That set up the touchdown that made it 14-all. 3:40 left to go. One thing to note, when All Saints got the ball, it was 5 minutes left. They're ticking down this clock pretty easily. Miser, pressure, steps up, back sideline, incomplete. Pass was intended for Scully.
Number 4, Scully.
And what was a pretty solid throw by Miser. Especially to get it out of the coverage area. The lone man, Lincoln Vanderhorst. The junior unable to make a play on it. So that incompletion will make it 3rd down and 4. Clock will stop, notably, with 3:23 left. Play is stopped. I don't know if we have a timeout. Maybe. Not too sure. Officials timeout. All right, we're back. 3rd and 4. Very important 3rd and 4. They run it. They get the 1st down and more. They need it 4. They get 6. Big 3rd down play for the Trojans. And the drive will continue. And the clock will continue to run. .304 left to go. The Trojans in their own territory, however, it is on their own 34. But the way they've been able to move the football, they might be in Crusader territory in no time. With little to no clock left. Inside of 3 minutes now. Miser drops back. Pressure. Gets an outside block. Takes it himself. Needs to stay in bounds, though. Jumps through.
Miser scrambles around and runs for the 1st down.
He gets the 1st down, but the clock will stop. Gain of 16.
45. Yard line.
As Miser again using his legs to extend plays as he has all night long. But as we see, he did go out of bounds going forward, so with 2:40, the clock will freeze there. Here's 1st and 10. Trips to the bottom of your screen. Miser drops back, looking to throw. Step back, back sideline to Hadnot. Bobble, caught it. Dukes to the outside across midfield. Gets a block, steps and rolls. Hit. Had not a bit slow to get up, however, notably does get the first down with 2:25 left to go. Bobbled it, eventually corralled it, got to midfield, steps out initially, let's say at around the 42.
Stepped out of bounds about the 44-yard line. But it is a first down for all Saints.
They'll place it out of bounds at around the 44. Either way, it is a fresh set of downs. It's a keeper. Rolling to the outside, looking for room, and bouncing out of bounds is Miser.
Miser scrambles to the right side.
Clock will stop again, but it will be a very manageable second and medium. 2nd and 6 coming up with 2:16 left to go.
1-yard line. Second down. Also.
Ball's at the 42-yard line after Miser goes out of bounds. They get the play call. Same formation. One receiver out wide. Scully in motion. Handoff to Mink. It's going to be maybe a gain of 1.
Runs into a line of Crusaders. Off the line of scrimmage. No gain. Goes down.
They're going to give him no gain, but the clock will stop with 1:59 left to go. That's Nate Mink who has to be assisted. He gets helped off of the field. This is where things get interesting. The Trojans have it on the Crusader 40. It's 3rd and 6. 1:59 remains in this game. 14 all. The Trojans have pretty much controlled this game up to the midway point of the 3rd quarter. But now, staring down the barrel of a tie game. 9 seconds to get the playoff here. Clock still rolling, right a minute 45. 5 seconds to get it off. 4, 3, Scully in motion. 2, they get it off with 1 to go. Handoff, gets to the line of scrimmage, and he gets halted. A host of Crusaders push him back. First to get there is this junior, Caleb Hill. All 6'3", 215 of them.
The ball carrier. That'll bring up 4th down.
4th down and 6, no gain. Ball is still on the 40 with 1:15 left to go. The Trojans need a first down to stay alive. Dropping back, Miser, pressure, breaks 1 tackle, throws. Good! He caught it! He holds it in!
Number 4, Tate Scully on a nice catch over
Tate Scully!
At the 26-yard
With
line.
catch of the night! Miser able to thread the needle.
1st and 10 at the 26.
40 seconds and counting. Tate Scully, what a catch!
Timeout, all Saints.
Timeout Trojans, both teams now sitting at 2 apiece with 36 seconds left. Tate Scully, after Miser, pressure draped all over him. Scully with heavy coverage as well. Keeps the Trojans alive. Wow. Just wow. This game, of course, important. Depending on the other games tonight in the district, Covenant and McKinney Christian. And Shelton at Dallas Christian. Fair to say that Covenant and both Dallas Christian both could win their games. With that, the winner of this game moves into third place in district. After the big-time catch from Scully, a fresh set of downs, 36 seconds left. Miser drops back, throw to the flat. It's caught by Scully again.
Pass caught by number 4, Scully.
Scully, back-to-back big catches. Clock rolls, 23 seconds. All Saints calls another timeout.
All Saints.
They have one more left. Solid gain of around 3 or 4. It'll be second down. And after a big play, like what we saw just moments ago from Scully, if you're a Crusaders fan, you have to think, what else? Simply, what else? Miser with a picture-perfect throw. Scully with picture-perfect catch. Last catch from Scully was a gain of 2. They'll mark it. Excuse me, a gain of 4. Make it 2nd and 6. Crusaders fans on their feet. Trojans fans on their feet. Drops back. Pressure coming. Rolls out. Gets out of bounds. But loses yardage. 15 seconds left to go. Tackle made by Caleb Hill again.
He runs out of bounds. That'll bring up third down.
They're going to say he got to the... Did he get to the line of scrimmage? I believe so, or he lost a yard at the least. Bring up 3rd and 8. 15 seconds left. The Trojans do have a timeout. Miser drops back. Throw. Caught by Hadnot. Bounces through at the 15 out of bounds. But did he get the first down is the question. He's going to be short a yard. It's going to be 4th and 1 with 6 seconds left. Take another look at the catch from Hadnot there. They'll make it 4th and 2. As the Trojans use their final timeout. 6 seconds remain. The question is, do you go for it all and go for a touchdown, or send your kicker on the field to take your 3? It'll be about a 30-yard field goal if they go for it here. Let's see what Coach Kyle Freeman has. A team that's 2-1 on the road. Last season didn't win a single game on the road. With wins at the Detroit Eagles, as well as UME Prep Academy. Now looking to play spoiler here. 6 seconds left. They're going for 3. Well, the game-winning leg is Busk. Timeout called by Gorman. They're going to try to ice them. Game-winning kick is right around the corner. Back after this in 30 on the Antler Sports Network. So, it doesn't get bigger than this. Homecoming game for your rival. Just right around the loop. 6 seconds left. Trotting onto the field with the blue long sleeves is Sawyer Busk. 35-yard field goal attempt. The snap, the hole, the kick. It's going to be short. 1 second remaining. The Crusaders have an ounce of life. The Trojan fans in attendance, stunned. With 1 second left, it's still 14-all. The Trojans already have 4 back deep. Ball will be placed at the 18-yard line. Check that, the 20-yard line. Here we go. Craw comes back in at quarterback. Vanderhorst is the lone running back. 8 seconds to get the play off. The Trojans have 5 back deep. Throw across the middle. It's going to be caught by Phillips. Phillips gets spun down. And we have history on the Antler Sports Network. For the very first time in football, we're heading to overtime. As if 4 quarters wasn't enough. We're heading to OT, folks. Back in 30 seconds. 14-all in the Rose City Holy War. So for the very first time in Antler Sports Network history in football, we have free football, ladies and gentlemen. Overtime. If you had overtime on your bingo card tonight, kudos to you. 14-all. All Saints for 2.5 quarters held the lead. It was 14-0. Kroc comes in the third, the back half of the third, leads a touchdown drive after they went 4 and out inside of their own 15. Give the ball back to All Saints. They fumble on their first play. Vanderhorst picks it back up. And a 9-yard touchdown pass that started the avalanche. Now we reset. Overtime rules similar to college. Both teams will get possession. As now both head coaches, Ed Burns and Kyle Freeman, will head to the Black Cross in the center of this stadium. For the coin toss now. And what has been game of the year? Yet another ASN Classic. The Crusaders have won the toss and will get the football first. Each team will get possession without the game clock, starting at the 25-yard line. Each team will get one timeout apiece as well. So, as we do it all again. Again, in overtime rules, both teams will get one possession, starting at the 25-yard line. The Crusaders and Coach Ed Burns won the toss, and we'll get a crack at it first. After each team gets one possession, high score wins it.
Crusaders will be on defense first. All Saints will have the ball first. First and 10 from the 25-yard line.
So instead of keeping it, Ed Burns is going to defer. He wants to see what the Trojans have in the tank. Again, both teams get a possession, both teams get a timeout. And here we go. Miser under center. Snap. It's going to be a keeper for Miser. Miser, blitz, gets close at the 30. Loss of 2 with forward progress. It's going to bring up second down and 12.
Loses about a yard, brings up second down.
Man, oh man. If you just now tuning in, the Trojans held the lead for 2.5 quarters, 14-0 for the vast majority of this game. A quick quarterback switch for Gorman was pretty much, sounds like it was all that was needed. In Croc's first possession, it was 4 and out. All Saints got the ball back, fumbled, led to a 2-play touchdown drive that was capped out by a 6-yard touchdown throw. Miser dropping back, looking, throws. Scully, intended receiver, it's incomplete. Now 3rd and 12 coming up for the Trojans. A big third down coming up here. Both teams, of course, will get the football. And whoever has the most after that wins it. Straight, cut, and simple. 3rd and 12 coming up from the Gorman 27. Snap is bobbled. Miser, pressure, rolls, goes back further. He's down. 4th down and a country mile coming up for the Trojans. The Gorman pressure has been there all second half. All leading thanks to a rolling snap. On the big time play, Lincoln Vanderhorst, the man who came up with the fumble that set up this offensive flurry that has put Gorman back into this game. Now coming up, 4th down and 33. One more shot to possibly keep their playoff hopes alive. Miser needs to throw it. He won't. Gorman football. No, he's still up. It gets fumbled. All Saints has it. No, but they mark him down. As we take another look to see, Miser was pressured. The ball pops out. It was picked up by the Trojans' Peyton Hernandez. Either way you shake it, folks, it's going to be Gorman football from the 25. And with one timeout, with any score, they win it. Now for the Crusaders, in their opening overtime possession. It's going to be a handoff and immediately blown up. Big time hit TFL by Jackson Daniels. Loss of 5. 2nd and 15 coming up.
Taken down by number 60, Daniels.
The quarterback, George Grogg, the senior, responsible for getting his Crusaders into this one. Going to try to get him the win. It's a dump-off throw to Carter. Carter turns upfield, spins, gets brought down and around the 20. Gain of 6 is going to bring up 3rd and short.
It's a nice pickup, taken down by number 1, Sam Walters. That'll be 3rd, about 6.
3rd and 6 coming up. The biggest 3rd down of the game. As Barlow comes out, the workhorse, Lincoln Vanderhorst, checks back in. 8 seconds to get the playoff. 7 now. 4, 3, 2, clap of the hands. Grogg, it's a handout to Vanderhorst. He pushes through. Maybe got to the line of scrimmage.
Vanderhorst carries back to the line of scrimmage.
So now 4th down, and Gorman will call their lone timeout. And we'll take it with them. Back after this in overtime. Still 14 all. However, Gorman scores, Gorman wins after this.
Give it everything. At Pelche Kia and Tyler, we're tough, never quits.
As we come back from timeout, taking a look at some of the scores from around the area. 4th quarter, Longview beating up on the Red Raiders to Tyler Legacy, 31-7 in the 4th. Burleson Centennial up 42-30 in the 4th against Tyler High. Looking for some finals. We do have a final from Longview. Pleasant Grove dominating over Spring Hill. Final 56-14. We'll have more scores in a shake. But here we go. 4th down and 6. With a score, Gorman wins it. They're going to kick it. And All Saints will try to ice it.
Timeout, All Saints.
Jack Cohen will boot this thing. This could possibly be a 40-yard field goal by Jack Cohen. All Saints attempted a walk-off field goal in the 4th at the end of regulation and was short. Now the question is, does Cohen succeed where Bus came short? Game on the line. Cohen is back out there. Looks like Burns is going to stick with him. They're going to stick with the junior. Here we go. Game on the line. From 40 yards out. Jack Cohen to win the Rose City Holy War. It's up. It's no good. Wide left.
Cohen's kick goes wide left.
We're going to a second overtime. Wow. It had the power, it had the distance. If one overtime wasn't enough, how about 2? Holy smokes.
Crusaders will go first this time. Gorman takes over at 1st and 10 at the 25.
So now we start it all over again. The Trojans took the ball in the first overtime, and second overtime, the Crusaders will start with it from their own, from the opposite 25. Grog steps up, still looking on the left hash, gets wrestled down by a host of Trojans. First one to get there is Jackson Daniels.
Carries up near the line of scrimmage.
Might have gotten to the line of scrimmage, or even lost a yard, rather. Yep, looks like he lost about maybe a full yard or so. 2nd and 11 coming up from the 26. We've seen 2 missed field goals. One to try to walk it off in regulation. The other to try to walk it off in first overtime. Now it's second overtime. The Crusaders looking to build. Four out wide. Brock steps back, looking to throw. It's batted down. Going out of the SWAT is Manny Miser. Miser plays basketball for the Trojans, so if your head coach Aston Francis, good to see even in pads and a helmet still working on his defense. That'll bring up 3rd and 11. Still on the 26-yard line. If Gorman scores, All Saints will get a chance to match. In the first overtime football game in Antler Sports Network history. Clap of the hands for Grog. Drops back. Looking to go deep. Has a man. End zone. Incomplete. Well out of bounds.
Pass goes incomplete. Intended for Cohen. That'll bring up 4th down.
Looking for Cohen. It was a great idea to take a shot in the end zone. I mean, why not? Hadnot was beat in coverage. And now 4 and 11 is decision time. Do you go for another field goal from pretty much the same distance that he was just wide left on previously, and try to force the Trojans to match? Nope. They're going for the gusto. 4 out wide. Man in motion is Cody Carter. Moves up to a slot receiver. Grog rolls out. Flushed. Strike. End zone. Picked off. Hadnot pretty much came up with the interception. Slice incompletion. Either way you slice it.
That's the 25-yard line.
All Saints will get it back at the 25. Now, if the Trojans score, they'll win it. The Crusaders come up empty. Now in second overtime, 1st and 10. Crusaders fans on their feet. 1st and 10 in second overtime. Handoff right down Main Street, but you need an appointment. However, did get to the break room, though. Short gain. Bring up 2nd and medium. Gain of around 4 or so.
Number 1, Sam Walters, ball carrier. Picked up a couple, 2nd down.
Second and 8 coming up for the Trojans. In a game that if you watched from start to finish, and you have a defibrillator and you've used it already, I can't much blame you. 2nd and 8 coming up. Here in second overtime. Keeper, direct snap. Miser gets a block. Flag is thrown, pushes through, gets first down yardage.
Looks like there's a flag there.
Looks like the penalty might be against the Trojans. As we await the call from referee Jeff Baker. And it is indeed a penalty against the Trojans. That'll march them back.
Penalty call against All Saints. Back them up, and it'll still be second down.
You knock them off 10. 2nd and 16 from the 31. Second overtime here in Tyler. On homecoming for Gorman. It looks like Gorman will use their only timeout in the second overtime period, and we'll take it with them. Wow. Thank you for giving us a chance to take our breath, coaches. Back after this in 30 on the Antler Sports Network. We are in second overtime. The Trojans of All Saints looking to survive. As you see on your screen, they can win it here with a score of any kind. But first, they must convert on 2nd and long. Hadnot. It's a fake. Throw. Sideline. Batted down. A little bit of trickery falls unsuccessful for the Trojans. However, you got to respect the gusto of trying to go for some little razzle-dazzle there. Just short, Jack Cohen batting it down in coverage. Now 3rd down and long coming up. And a game that has been pure entertainment. All Saints still has their lone timeout of the overtime period. They have 5 seconds to get the play off. 4, 3, 2, 1. They get it off right on time. No, flag is thrown. False start penalty is going to be called against the Trojans. Push them back some more. You would think, if you're All Saints at this point, you're really playing with house money. If you score, you win. If not, you just go through it again for overtime period number 3. Now after the flag, 3rd is 21 coming up here. Final score from Gilmer. Gilmer 31, Van 22. Miser steps up. Rolls out of a tackle. Still up. Isn't going to get out of this one, though. Gets to the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 4th down.
56-50 there defensively.
4th and 21. There's about 21 or so coming up here. After Miser held on for as long as he could. Eventually, the numbers game. Just too much. Crusaders fans and both Trojans fans sticking it out this entire way. Miser in the gun. Takes a snap. Looking to go deep. Steps back. He's loose. Wobbly throw. Incomplete. Intended for Hadnot.
Pass is incomplete.
So we will head him to 3rd overtime. 3rd time's the charm. Man. So we will reset. Once more, take the ball at the 25. The Trojan offense will take the field again. Now similar to college, since we're in third overtime, you got to go for two. The tired All Saints offense, you would have to assume.
So now each team will have 2-point conversions attempts, one each side.
So here we go. It'll be a 2-point conversion try. And whoever has the most wins it. First play for the All Saints offense. Hand off to Hatnot. Stuffed immediately. He's going to be short. Spike of the football in frustration. Gorman sent the heat and sent Hatnot out of the kitchen. First one to get there, Manuel Lozano. The Swiss Army knife cuts through the Trojan O-line to come up with the tackle. So now, if Gorman scores, it is over. In overtime number 3. Krog still on the field at quarterback. Last minute substitution for the Trojans now. Officials call timeout.
Timeout, All Saints.
All Saints will take their long time out of the overtime period. It doesn't get much better than this. Good old-fashioned put up or shut up time. Gorman wins with a score. Back after this. Third overtime continues on after this message. Will it end? I don't know. I'm sure you at home may not know. The fans here don't know. The people sharing the press box with me don't know. Who knows? We will find out momentarily. It's as simple as this. If Gorman scores, they win it. Ball's on the 2. Man in motion. It's a fake. Play action. Gonna take it himself. Dive! Did he get through? No! Krog did not cross the line. As we take another look to see.
Looks like the try was no good, but there is a flag.
No, he is short. But a penalty. Holding against the Trojans. So Gorman has hope. They will redo the try. Krog comes back to the huddle. The Rose City Holy War comes down to this. Krog under center in the eye. Handoff right up the middle. They stuffed him. They stuffed him. He's short.
Try is no good.
After the penalty that gave the Crusaders a second chance at life, the Trojans hold firm. So guess what, folks? We'll do it again. Overtime number 4. Both teams will get another timeout. Rule remains the same. Both teams must go for 2-yard tries from the 3-yard line. The Trojans will get a first crack at things to begin 4th overtime. Miser under center. Rolls out. Has a man. Incomplete. Miser had 2 men open. And it's incomplete.
Pass goes incomplete.
As we take another look, Miser under center. Great protection, had time. 2 men open, just short. And now the Crusaders, once again, with another chance in 4th overtime. If you're an Aggies fan or an LSU fan, I apologize for the PTSD you must be having right now watching this contest. Still 14 all. Double back splits now for Gorman. 3 out wide. The slot receiver is Lozano. Dropping back. Krog fell away. Incomplete. No flags.
Pass intended for Lozano.
There's a Crusader down as we take another look. Lozano wanted a flag, but no dice. So now, 5th overtime. Holy smokes. They just don't want us to leave. 5 overtimes. 5. And folks, it's not even 10:15. The Trojans offense comes back onto the field for their 2-point try from the 3-yard line. Miser with 2 backs, a tight end, and 1 receiver at the bottom of the screen. That receiver, they get through, and he's in.
The try is good for all Saints.
Now, with that, Gorman must score.
Number 13, Hadnot, ball carrier.
Emerson Hadnot, for now, the hero. (16-14). With a win here for either team, that'll move them into 3rd place in district. Notably, both teams still with a timeout to spare. Krog leaves the Gorman sideline and enters the huddle. Clock will roll. Four out wide. The slots, Carter and David Phillips. Phillips in motion. Krog with a single back. Drops back. Looking. Throw. End zone. He's in. But there is a flag.
Third pass is complete. to number 2.
And looking at the reaction of David Phillips,
Try is good, but there was a flag.
this might be against the Crusaders. Penalty is called against Gorman. Illegal procedure penalty called. So instead of a 2-point try from the 3,
Procedure penalty called against.
they'll take it from about the 8.
5-yard mark off. They'll get another try.
Timeout is called, and we'll keep it here. And while we have a moment, we'll look over some East Texas scores here in 5th overtime. Is it 5th overtime? I've lost count. I've given up counting at this point. If it gets to 10 overtimes, I don't know what I'll do. Hopefully it doesn't get to that far, but honestly, it sure as heck wouldn't surprise me. Looking at a couple of finals, Burleson Centennial drops Tyler High on the road. Final from Rose Stadium, 42-36. Longview up on Legacy in the 4th, 38-14. Fourth quarter from White House, the Wildcats up 50-20 over the Dragons and Nacogdoches. Marshall blanks Jacksonville. Final score from Maverick Stadium, 35-0. Hampshire Fannin defeating Jasper in 4A play. Final score from Bulldog Stadium, 42-20. Henderson and Pine Tree, a very big matchup there. The Pirates up 35-25 in the 4th period. Here's 5th overtime. Gorman looking to stay alive here. Pressure, end zone, intercepted! Hadnot picks it off! And the Trojans survive!
16-14.
Our final score after 5 overtimes. All Saints 16, Gorman 14. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but I need to catch my breath. We finally hit final. Man, oh man. And what has been an Antler Sports Network classic. The very first overtime game in ASN football history, college or high school. The Rose City Holy War lives up to its name. An absolute brawl between both teams. And the Trojans come out victorious. Our final from McCallum Stadium, All Saints 16, Gorman 14. That'll do it. Until tomorrow, for Matthew Hermans, our camera operator, our executive producer, Justin Jackson, and our Houston ASN studios, I'm Jared Jones saying good night from Tyler. Once again, our final, All Saints 16, Mitchell Gorman 14. Until tomorrow afternoon, so long, everybody.